told you,
lynch ya.
she wouldn't have stole anything bad. It would have been something that was beautiful and she was trying to help.
It said, "Oh, she stole a horse.
You're
String
in
her
the
up."
bathroom now. See, this
Call
is
for
what I'm
backup.
look at. I'm in the bathroom. This is what I'm talking about.
See,
what is
he's
wrong
in the
with y'all?
bathroom.
What is wrong with
Hey,
y'all?
make sure you wash your hands, please.
It's too late. What is it? Okay, so that's my thing. If you're on, okay, so
We
I'm gonna
really
act
got
this
down a
out.
rabbit hole
I know
here,
because
didn't we?
I mean we have other stuff to talk about, but look, okay, I'm visualize. Okay, you're in the bathroom. No. Oh, okay. You're in the bathroom. No, okay. So your phone is in your hand. How do you squiggle out? So you take your phone and you like push down, right? And the undies, and you lift up your phone, but then how do you wipe? Do you just like lean to the side and not to your phone? Like, how does that work? And then how do you wipe?
I will tell you how.
Okay, no,
Very
let
carefully.
Let me finish.
Very carefully.
And not only that, do you wipe and you're not going to do it well with one hand and do it correctly because you're too busy looking at your phone? That then you got to, how do you?
I got one of those neck things from the TikTok shop.
No, you don't. No, you
and,
don't.
And I got my phone, and then I just use
then,
my nose.
Not only that, then
Use
you
my
have
nose to
your
sweep.
phone.
Swipe.
Do you
I'm swiping like this.
do you put it on the sink and wash your hands, your poop hands next to the phone? How? Am I crazy? Like, is that not disgusting? Like,
I would say
visualize that.
This is why I
second.
never want to touch anyone else's phone, because I would imagine that
They're
there's
disgusting
shit
like
on
you.
every phone.
They're
Every
disgusting
phone
like
has
you?
shit on it, guaranteed. And then you put it up to your face and you talk to it. I only talk on my phone in speakerphone. All right, more on Robert the doll. Reel it in.
I know. I'm sorry.
You gotta
I'm
reel
sorry.
it in here, guys. We're out here.
I don't know how we even
Reel
got
it in.
there.
Okay, so Robert the doll.
Okay, so that history. So he's still, again, he says that they say that he gives cursed energy, and not only that, you can see all the letters in the background. They keep every single one of them. There
So
are
if you take a
thousands
picture,
without permission, and if you don't come back and apologize or send in an apology, you just get bad luck.
what if you call it names or something like that? You piss
it doesn't
off.
like disrespect. Yes, it's been
So
around a long
It wants
time.
reverence.
Kinda.
So basically, you have to be all hail to the Robert.
Right.
Robert, please, if it would be all right with you, may I take a picture?
My
Now, does
thing-
it answer you and say yes or no?
No, the bad luck just stops.
I know, but what if you do want to take a picture and you're like, hey, bro, can I totally take a picture of you?
And then nothing happens to them, according to Key West, where he is staying.
Yeah, but don't you think that there's a possibility that they made all this up
Absolutely.
and that people just get it in their mind?
Absolutely.
And it's like
They are manifesting it.
Yeah, they're manifesting the negativity
They're like, oh,
into their
let's
life.
see if this is true. And then they manifest it and they're like, oh, my life sucks.
Right. And then they start noticing negative things happening in their life because they're dwelling on negative thoughts that this might have happened, or it's freaking real.
This doll, I knew about it because it was connected to other things, that the stories that we had growing up. So, but this doll has been around. Like, look at it. Like, that is
121 years.
121 years in almost beautiful condition, but you can see it's wear and tear. It's the moth eating, like all that kind of stuff, because it was left in an attic. But that thing,
was this doll ever cute and loved before?
yes,
I would imagine so.
Okay, so this doll's name is Robert, right? That
Mind
was
you,
the boy's name. He loved his doll so much, he gave his name Robert to the doll, and he used his middle name as Gene, and still went by Gene his whole life, leaving Robert with his own name.
But mind you, that 120 years ago, the quality of craftsmanship for dolls wasn't like what we have now. Now we have all these different materials and things. So like, back then, like, kids would get a hand carved wooden horse from their dad
And they would,
for Christmas. You know what I mean? So it does. This is the quality of what it was. So I don't see it being
no
of much
idea
more
what the
quality.
dog's name is. They never mentioned that because it was just an entity of its own.
I'm
was Robert
scared
the doll.
of the dog. Like, it's gonna bite my ankles. I hate Chihuahuas. They are the worst dogs ever. Like, I mean, will never hate an animal, okay? But I don't want it around me. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to.
They're fierce.
It seems
They
like
don't
it's an
care.
abomination, okay? Dogs were not meant to be that small and that angry.
I disagree because I'm Hispanic and I'm small and I'm angry. So
And
let's go down that road.
so
if
your
we're
new
good.
nickname is Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
We'll call you Yo Quiero Taco Bell.
No, that ain't it. Okay, Valley of the Dolls.
All right, Valley of. So that's it.
For this one, yes.
So-
There is a hard to find history on this one, except for people are terrified.
So don't piss off Robert,
Don't
or
go
you're gonna
take
have to write a
picture.
letter.
Don't do that.
If you don't like homework, don't go visit Robert.
And if you're gonna go take a picture, please ask for permission. this dude don't play.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not buying it. I before
History
we get
is
it,
history. It's like saying that, what does the Bible say? Some guy lived to 500 years. We know that's not true.
it seems psychosomatic. And like, wouldn't you want to write a letter that they're possibly going to put up in the case for somebody to
I would
read?
never be around dolls. So that
I'm going to
not
write a
the right
letter and
person.
never been there. Be like, I'm so sorry, Robert. I didn't mean to piss you off.
What if you do that and it's like this lying piece of? I didn't curse him.
I feel
He's
like-
cursed now.
I feel like we need to write a letter just for talking about it right now. Right? Because
What? I
if
have
it
the
is
worst
real, he
luck.
must
Like,
know that we're talking shit right now.
well, if we send the letter.
You wrote those, you better write a letter. You better write an apology.
Look, my life already sucks, and I already have bad luck. Come at me, bro.
There you go.
I'll call their bluff. You know how I am. Do it.
Jesse is
Do
gonna
it.
get. So we got another image of Robert the doll. Let's check it out here.
Cutie pie.
Let's take a look.
I just
here.
can't see how this doll did so many bad things.
So this is another image of the doll from the side, and what I want to know is who is this guy that looking like Walt Disney right here?
That's what we're focusing on.
I'm just saying, did Walt Disney have something to do with this?
I don't know. Maybe they had beef. This doll's been around forever.
Yeah, maybe
A
this
doll that's
is-
been preserved, and it's very rare, over 100 years. There had to be, whether you believe it or not, there had to be something very special about Robert for them to keep.
Let's see here. That's Walt Disney.
No, it's not. Actually,
That
that looks
is
like
Walt Disney.
remember
chat.
this doll was made in Germany, and that looks like a German.
That's the devil.
No, it's Germans are not. Certain people.
What about this? Look at this. This looks like an official seal
Mhm.
from the government. Maybe
They're the ones who own
that
it.
looks like
It
a
was
state
given to
seal.
Key West Historical Society.
This looks like the Florida state seal. Obviously, it's a bit pixelated. You zoom out, and then this looks like maybe it says like the something. So there's some kind of something to it. But look at this. This looks like the swastika with the eagle above it.
No, it doesn't.
I'm just saying, I deep dive into this stuff. I
Okay,
was
I get-
looking
I
at the
get it.
background stuff here. What I want to know is, what is this?
I think it was the little boy holding it.
What is that?
I don't know.
It looks like a goat eating a child.
What?
You don't see the goat? That's a
Is
goat.
it? I think just everything's a goat to him. That's not a goat.
That's a
It's not
goat.
You always think you see goats when
Okay.
there's no goats.
What is this? What am I looking at?
I don't know. I wasn't looking at that stuff. I was looking at Robert.
TikTok seller says, I blame Israel. I'm sure that
You're
Hitler
probably
Youth
right.
does as well.
McDonald's.
All right.
Okay.
Reel it in.
Okay, where's
Jesse, you keep getting off topic.
It's not me. It's not me.
All right. Here we are. We're back. So
Bring it up.
the next one, I think it's this one here.
Okay, that's a good one.
You want to do that one?
Yeah. Oh, we lost us.
Oops.
Oops.
Hold on, chat. We're here.
Okay. So the Valley of the Dolls, and I'm sure most people, especially if you're Hispanic, you know about this place and its history. But in case you don't, This is part of the Chimilago, I can't say it, canals in South Mexico City. This
A
particular
D in
island,
English, Bobby. You speak English.
dedicated okay, so there was a hermit caretaker, Julian Santiano Barrera, reportedly discovered
you
a
can say
body.
that.
Yes, and this was in the 1950s. The body of a young girl who had drowned in the canal. This canal is infamous for the horrific things that have happened. While some say he found her body and a doll floating nearby, others, including relatives, believe he might have imagined the girl entirely due to his reclusive state. Haunted.
Wait. Hold there.
Yes.
So they're saying, because he was basically a hermit to this island, that he was seeing things, is what people are trying to say. See, that's you. Your Mrs. Everything has to be scientific and has to have an explanation behind it, right? Okay. Don't you think that he could have seen something?
I do. Now, I'm not dismissing what he saw, because there's something that deeply troubled him that started him on the venture that he went. Because I don't think he could have just decided one day, I'm gonna be weird. And when he grew his own food. He didn't bother anybody. People came and he traded food for other stuff. Nothing about him screamed crazy. He just didn't like people. Being a hermit doesn't mean crazy. Being a hermit means I don't like people. That's my thing.
It seems like maybe trauma could have been due to it.
Seeing a dead little girl might be traumatized.
Right, and that would totally do it. But and that would explain some of this. But at the same time, don't you think like maybe there was something that happened before? Like, let's say that, because he said he found a drowned girl, right? But where's the girl? There was no body found. There was
getting to that.
Right. So my question is maybe this is induced paranoia.
But I'm the logical one.
I'm just saying, like, we got to look at it logically and illogically.
That's what I was getting to.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so elaborate.
Okay. All right. Haunted by his inability to save her or by her spirit, Barrera hung the doll he found in a tree as a memorial, and it is still there, but it's in the spidery part of it. Driven by a perceived need to appease her restless spirit, Barrera spent the next 50 years scouring canals and trash heaps and trading produce for more dolls. He hung thousands of dolls, many of them mutilated, dirty, and broken across the island. So pretty much anybody could bring a doll and hang it as tribute to the little girl.
I'm hanging a doll.
In 2001, Barrera was found dead, drowned in the same spot in the canal where the little girl had said to have died decades earlier.
I don't understand. Like, how is hanging dolls?
It was like a tribute to the little girl. So when he found the little girl, she had a doll. He took the doll since he couldn't help the little girl.
I don't think the little girl liked this. I don't think this is what the little girl meant.
She was deceased. How would you know?
If she existed at all.
She had a little doll with her when she passed away. What are you talking? Every girl has little dolls. Well, most girls. I didn't.
Yeah, dolls freak me out.
Dolls freak me out.
That's why we did this show, because I was like, what's something
I don't like
freaky?
Dolls.
Like,
dolls are creepy.
Dolls
but my
freak me
thing is
out.
that she apparently when he found her and she was drowned, she had a little doll with her. So he took that doll and to appease her spirit, because we don't know what the little girl just drowned, nobody came looking for her and all that kind of stuff. So his way of dealing with that trauma was collecting the dolls for her.
I'm leaning towards, like, the dude was smoking some good stuff and had a traumatic experience, thought he saw something, maybe went a little bit off his rocker and started doing this to find a way, like a coping mechanism for.
Yeah, I would think
this seems more psychological than it does. Like the other ones seem more demonic. This seems more psychological to me.
Okay, so remember, he was found dead in the same spot the little girl had died. His nephew Anastasio, who had inherited the island, continued the tribute. Then he also died of a heart attack in the same location. All three of them died in the same spot. The island is now. Legend centers believe the dolls are possessed by a spirit of the drowned girl. Over time, it included the souls of the other dead children as well as Barrera's own spirit. And there's also the conspiracy that he was killing children, and this is why he put up all the. It depends.
Where's the children?
Yeah, I mean, you can kill somebody and no body, no case.
So that's a lot of kids.
But their thing is that it was to appease the spirit from bad things happening. But 3 people dying in the. But here's the thing about this canal, and what people don't really understand. This is the same canal that is connected to a lot of folklore. I can't say this one either. Nojales? No, that is right. Dark spirits that disguise themselves as black-eyed girls or animals like fish and leopards lure victims into the water. This is the
Like
same canal. Yes, the canal that is connected to this island. Also, part of this canal is La Llorona, the legend of the weeping woman searching for her children that she drowned. It is also associated with these waterways. The paranormal activity to this canal's dark history, the canals were part of vast Aztec lake system. After Hernan Cortez conquered the region, it is said that more than 30,000 Aztec bodies were dumped there, potentially opening a portal of evil entities.
Okay, it's
a whole different, because everything connected with this canal is connected with a lot of dark folklore for Mexico City.
Okay, so I'm leaning towards supernatural now that we have the full story here. It does seem plausible the dude could have, went off of his rocker on this one.
Oh, of course, anybody.
But maybe something drove him to that. Maybe some type of spiritual entity. Like, if La Llorona is in my backyard, I'm probably not going to be the sanest person.
Well, think about the water. It's all about the water. Like, this is all attributed to this canal and this island that is right next to the canal. Like,
well, we do
the
know
drowned children and
water can store energy.
Right, and I don't know how familiar people are with Aztecs, but they were not kind. And if they were leaving this world, they did some horrific things.
Child sacrifices.
Sacrifice anything that they thought would please the gods, they did it.
That's terrifying. And this is why I don't like religion. For that reason right there. I'm not a religious person. I'm a spiritual person. I see it more as like a relationship. But yeah, I think when you get religious and things, it can send you down a very, very dark path. They say the road to hell is paved with good intentions, right? So, these people may have had good intentions. Oh, we're going to make it rain. Let's totally kill our children. That'll do it.
Yeah. And a lot of people disappear, then everyone gets gaslighting into believing it never happened. And that's like what you're trying to, nope, that didn't happen. There was no drowned little girl or the La Llorona. There's no dead babies.
Right.
That's a hard one because not only, I guess what bothers me about this one than the other ones is the bodies of the people, the little girl, the owner, and the nephew all died in the same place.
In the exact same spot.
In the exact same spot.
So, hold on. Dude finds a little girl.
Correct, with a doll.
In the water, drowned,
yes.
Right? And then he dies there at the water in the same spot.
Drowns.
And then his nephew dies at the water.
Heart attack, drowns.
And then someone else?
No, nobody else. Nobody wanted to be on the island anymore.
Everyone's like, I ain't going over that spot.
Now, they do allow people to visit during the day. They do not suggest you be there at night. It is very horrifying and terrifying. Bad things happen.
I feel like we should go at night.
Oh, yeah, not that one. I don't like dolls. I know the history. I've been to Mexico City. You stay away from that canal is a huge tourist spot. I grew up with the story of La Llorona because my mother was mean.
What about the cucuy?
No, we grew up with all of that. The cucuy chased you down the hallway when you were going to the restroom. Like my mom, just didn't want us to leave our room or our house at any given moment. She was just like, how can I scare these kids? And they were real folklore. They've been around forever.
If you get up and go to the bathroom at night,
going to the kitchen.
If you go into the kitchen and steal snacks, the cucuy and the La Llorona is going to come get you in the night.
That was what she did. She goes, That was our nighttime stories. We didn't get no Hansel and Gretel or
And see,
freaking
this is how religion can
Three
control
Bears.
people. Lore like this can control people, right? We're literally controlling children to stay in their beds and not get into snacks by telling them that the creature from the Black Lagoon is lurking in the shadows.
It's like when you get told, and I found out that this isn't true. Like if you go to bed with wet hair, you'll be sick the next morning. You know that's not true, right?
Yeah, but you don't want to go to bed with wet hair because it can breed bacteria in your pillow. That's the real reason, right? Why you don't go. But we tell children these crazy stories so they'll think, oh my God, if I get out of bed, the crazy demon monkey's going to grab my ankle and yank me into hell, you know?
I mean,
because kids,
maybe that did happen.
Right, but if you tell kids things logically, they're just going to disobey, right? So we come up with the kukui and the chupacabra to scare them into
Who says those
doing
things
something
aren't
safe.
real?
I mean,
I mean that
believe they're real.
story came from somewhere.
I've actually seen a chupacabra.
A bald dog?
They have one on display.
It's a bald dog. It's a bald, oversized dog.
It's a chupacabra, and no one can tell me otherwise.
It's a hairless dog.
It's a chihuahua. Chihuahuas are chupacabras.
They're not hairless.
All right. So do we have another picture here? Let's see here. So that's our picture now. And here's my thing is it seems made up until you factor in the idea that maybe there is...
Those are the trips you can take.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up here. So because people all died in the same spot, that's where I'm like, okay, maybe this is something...
the only story I give any weight to. Because they
what
were
are you talking
actual
about?
people.
What about freaking Annabelle and the dude?
Do you want my honest opinion on that? Now, I gave the story of the background because that's my job to do so. I think it's crap. The doll thing, the dolls being possessed, is crap. Just plain crap.
I don't think so.
I believe, again, whether you believe in demons or not, demons, even the church, they want bodies. And in your thing about this guy being possessed,
like dead bodies,
they want a live vessel. They have they can't get anything accomplished with a doll. They need a person. They need a body. Okay,
that was one thing that I was researching.
Because I was like, they need a body. They need a host. So when I see these doll ones, one, I think those people of Annabelle, they made a fortune. And they used religion to, again, not a fan of religion. They use that to push their narrative. Second, the other doll, again, why would you hold on to it? Oh, Robert made me do it, or Robert did it. That sounds like a child didn't want to get in trouble.
It's mutilating toys, so we're just going to put it in the attic.
I'd
burn that. I burned my Furby.
He kept it.
Maybe it was because the child was so attached to it.
It is weird, though, that he still let it keep its name. Like, that's still trippy. Like, he must have believed it so much. Now, again, I could be wrong. These things could be totally real. But in my brain, the two dolls are complete bullshit. To me, it's crap.
I want to believe.
I get it. And people do. People do. But the Valley of the Dolls, knowing Mexico City, knowing the lore behind this canal, pushes me in the other way. Because I know there's some especially, so my native heritage who settled here in California, in Southern California, are the sister tribe to the Aztecs.
So you sacrificed humans and children?
They did. They for sure did.
Yeah,
It explains why I'm so mean. But here's my thing. They did horrific things on that land.
Oh shit!
I'm not gonna make
There's a lot of
excuses.
red
So did the
candles on the
Mayans. So
15
did
minute. We need to
most
see
tribes
some sort of gray
all around
here,
the world.
else
But
this
I
falls
honestly
through.
think, out of reading all of it, the Aztecs were pretty freaking bad.
Right.
So
and like the Annabelle doll
it
thing,
just fucking
it goes back
broke
to what,
down.
like the
It just broke
70s,
down.
You know, the Robert the dog goes back to, you know,
Oh yeah,
121
bro, I'm
years
fucking
ago.
cooked. I'm
This goes
down
back
fucking.
like what, thousands of years
Right.
ago?
Oh my
These
God.
Very
folklore have
ancient.
been around for a very long time. Now, granted, this guy who had the Valley of the Dolls was in his, you know, it started in the
Yeah, I'm
50s,
down
he was older,
113%.
and, you know, he was very reclusive, so people
Damn,
wanted
that's
to
bad.
dismiss him. And he literally traded like fruits and
130%.
vegetables
Are you
for
doing
dolls
shorts?
to keep her happy, to keep
Yeah,
her
I
No,
saw,
I'm
I saw that
fucking
he
long
was
open.
literally
Oh
farming
man.
Because it
to
broke
basically
through, and then
survive
it came
and to
back,
buy dolls.
and to get
retested,
the dolls for the little girl.
and
Well,
fucking
he
went
didn't,
up. So I was like, it
asking for money.
broke through
Well, I will tell
He
you
the
wasn't
this.
asking
next
for
level. So
anything.
I
He just
opened
wanted
a
to
fucking,
appease this little girl that
opened
he
a
couldn't
short.
help, and he felt
It
so
went up,
devastated he
and it
couldn't
was
help her.
going, and
After
then all of a
he
sudden it just
passed,
fucking
and then his
one
nephew
candle
took
just
over, and he
fucking
passed.
tanked it, just like
There
what
wasn't as
it's
many
doing on the
dolls
1
as there
minute
is
right
today.
now.
Nope,
The
people
reason
still bring
it's
it.
so much is because people go and visit and they bring a doll, and we're talking about thousands and thousands of people.
I mean,
probably
this
every
fucking 1
year
minute candle
that are
just
bringing
fucking
dolls. So
dropped
now it's more overridden, and it's become more of a
It's a
three
tourist
attraction.
attraction. But as long as
3.7%.
they
I
keep
believe
bringing the dolls, the spirits are happy.
maybe there was a couple dozen, maybe a few hundred to begin with.
That's
Now we're talking about
fucked.
thousands. So it's a whole island of the dolls. It's become this
Called the
lure
Valley of the
over
Dolls.
time. I wouldn't put it past Mexico to do something like this to bring in tourist attraction and American US dollars.
That's true.
You know, for every
TikTok
supernatural
seller.
thing,
But the
These guys
story
are
of the
getting
two
cooked
deaths are
today.
documented.
follow the money. The money will tell you the truth.
But these little things didn't start.
I'm
till
so
a few,
glad.
like,
I
10,
took a look
20
at the
years
charts
ago.
this morning,
This
bro,
happened in
and
the
I was just like,
50s. I think we forget
yeah, I
that
don't
we're not in
know.
the 1900s anymore. We're in the 2000s, and so the reason why this was
Because like
cornered off
I
for a while because
feel
they
like we should be
were-
bullish right now,
Mexico
but we're
is
not.
very superstitious. Whether you realize that, or, yeah, I get Americans.
This
Are,
is-
no, Mexicans.
Josh, remember what I was saying
Spanish,
before?
any
Like
of
that
in that
January,
family,
February would be an
we're
indicator whether
superstitious to
we're
the
in
max.
an extended cycle
and
or
I
not.
think their big thing was
Or this
we
is
need
the
to
end.
stay away
Yeah.
from it. The
This
canal
is
wasn't
what
used for a
I've
long time
been
unless it was necessary.
Watching and waiting for.
Because they were afraid
Honestly,
of
I
Now
think
they're
this cycle's
doing
cooked, bro.
tours through
I
it.
think
Americans
It
40K.
must have
dumb
not
and
been
they'll-
that bad.
because
Bitcoin.
Americans will pay to do dumb shit.
I don't know. We went from we're not
Cha-ching,
going
right.
anywhere near it to
Well,
like, oh yeah, let's just totally
fuck
take
it, we ball.
families with their children through the canal.
If you're
If it was unsafe, why would
The only
they
thing
do
that
that?
No, I'm
confuses
not
me
saying it's
is like,
unsafe.
even
I'm
if
just
this
saying it's
isn't the
haunted.
bottom,
there's a big difference.
we've
Something
literally been going
I live in a house I
down
know is
channel for
haunted.
fucking days
I see it
now.
all the
Like
time. I'm
fucking
gonna move. We gonna live together,
there's
and
some
someday I'm
sort
gonna try
of-
to get them to pay
some
rent. Do
sort
you
of-
understand?
This
even
student
if
was
it's
haunted.
not
I believe that
that much.
the house
We
we
went
live in,
down
the house I live in, these
25%, and
houses
there
were
hasn't
made
even been a
in what
single, like,
1930,
They're like 80 years old.
1940.
Like
They're
even a
almost
small
100
one.
years old.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
everything.
some sketchy
And
shit.
that's
Everything
usually
around here is
what
old.
it looks like at the
And I
end
think
of
the
the
older
bull
something
run.
is, the more likely it is to have like something
A
attached
relief
to it.
just
So
keeps on coming.
yes
So
and
something
no.
can be haunted.
Right,
Okay,
'cause
people.
the fear
Okay,
and
you're
greed
saying that
index is sitting
people
at
don't
fucking
buy
11
the.
right now,
Okay,
which is
you
usually
say
when you
that,
technically
but how many
buy.
people go to the Winchester house? How
Yeah,
many
'cause it's
people?
Well, that's what I've been
freaky
saying,
and
man.
weird.
I
Because
think
it's
I think
haunted.
we're
Is it
starting to
though?
get to
Or
that
is it
point
just a
Because
where
there's
it's like,
staircase
all
that
right,
leads to nothing?
But
A
that's
door
what
that
I'm
goes
saying.
out
buy and
to
hold.
People will pay,
nowhere.
but
we're
I'm
finally
saying, though,
there. I know
ghosts
it's
or not,
like it sounds
people
like
will pay to
everything
see
against what I've
haunted
been
stuff.
saying,
Absolutely.
Doesn't mean they're
but
not haunted, or they are.
Or the
you know,
story when
this is what
the
we've been
50s
waiting
was something
for.
completely different,
This
and then they
moment
rewrote the story for
to
cha-ching.
start
What
getting
I'm
our
so that
positions
way
at
they
the
can
bottom.
have their
Without,
tourism.
but you can coexist without being possessed. I
Start
think that's what people
accumulating.
don't understand. You can coexist with the ghost. You can coexist.
We'll be able
with
to
aliens.
still
You can
trade,
coexist with things
but
you don't
we'll be
understand.
lucky
Well, I
to
think there are
get,
good entities
you know,
and there are
a
bad
5%
entities.
move.
And I think
on
in
most these.
this
Like some of these lower caps,
circumstance,
we
I would
might
say
get
this is a bad entity
8 or
because
10%.
you know, two
But
people
that's-
evidently lost their life and possibly a little girl. So there's probably something evil and demonic. You know, when I
But
look at the La Llorona, okay,
Doesn't that tie in? She was looking for the
bull
children she
runs over,
drowned, and there was
boys.
a little girl that popped
bear
up
run is
on
here.
the
I think
guy's
this
island.
I think this is
Technically, it's
La
in
Llorona.
November 4th.
This is probably the
That's
real
the
true.
one
Yeah,
story I
true
that's
story.
believe
literally
It's
what I was
because
saying back in
post-quel, right?
January.
Like it's not the prequel, it's not the origin story.
Last
It's-
January.
People
Last
This is
January
what
was
happened.
a very long long
Right.
time.
So I'm thinking this is what happened after, and what I think is
On our top,
La
like,
Llorona's
24,
origin story
like,
comes from the Aztec background that comes with
dude, we've
this.
been
So
in a
like
fucking
Correct.
downtrend
That's
a lot of
probably more likely.
a lot of
I don't give a
evil and
fuck what
demonic
anybody
and
Yeah, I
you know,
agree.
killing of children and
Pretty
people
much.
and mutilation and all that stems
Show us the moon's
to
close to the
cause
fucking
a
bottom.
dark force and energy,
A year of
which
just
then
dumping,
then
yeah.
possessed
And that's
mother
usually
to
what it
drown
takes,
her
like
children, which
18
then
months to hit
possessed
the bottom.
a man to
We got a couple more months.
see. Yeah.
Well, if you go back and you look at all the other
basically,
charts,
he
it took
saw
anywhere from 12 to
the
14.
Yeah.
you know,
So
them
I don't know where
getting
the 18 is coming from.
drowned,
Well,
right. So
It
here's
could
the
it
thing.
could still continue down because of
it's
the
like a cascading domino effect, right?
everyone
So
screaming
he now
extended cycle
saw
crap, which is kind of
an
elongated
apparition of
everything.
this
That's why.
drowning girl, or
saying a
maybe it
little
was a
long.
real drowning girl, or maybe he drowned a girl there. We don't know.
Man, if we
Right.
had a delve
But
board, can we
it
just get it
obviously
over
is
with?
this
Like, they
cascading
fucking
effect
dragging
of
this shit out.
demonic energy
Well, like
over the
XRP,
years,
man, like
and it's
that
probably
shit should
the
have
same
fell
entity, because these
a
things are
long.
timeless. They
That
don't
should have
die,
went
right?
with
And so
Cardano and
over the
everything
years,
else,
it's
and
transferred itself,
it's
and
still
it
holding because
transferred
like the
itself
fucking
into this man who caused him
crazy
to go
nonsense
crazy,
on the
or maybe
internet.
it was in the doll, right? Now
eventually
you say
that
it's
shit
not in the
will
doll.
break
I think it
down to
can
a
be
doll.
in the doll. Maybe it's in the island. Maybe it's in the water. Maybe it's in Annabelle. Maybe it's in the
At
air,
least-
in the ether, right?
At least 130.
I do.
You know what I
believe
mean?
that
Like
entities can
133,
attach
like it has to
themselves
happen, and
you
it needs to
without
like
entering into you.
you know
You have
how
to give
like it
an-
likes to hug
an
$2.
entity
Like a
permission.
tick?
No, like
It needs
Yeah.
to
you
it
have
needs
to
to
give
start
it
hugging
permission to enter
around the
into,
dollar
right?
zone,
When has
and then we
okay,
know we're
so
pretty much
I
at
would
the
like to
bottom.
hear when a demon asks for permission.
Well, it's like, I mean, when
Well,
you
I
do
don't
like
know.
a Ouija board,
Maybe it
right,
doesn't
you're
fucking
giving
go
it
down because just
permission
so many people
to
won't
communicate
sell. I
with
mean,
you.
most of the people I know that are
You know those are
fucking
fake,
into
right?
XRP,
No, they are not.
they're never selling and they're
let me
still
tell you something.
buying.
I will give you a firsthand
I even
experience
know
of
smart
a
traders and
demonic
other
entity
Discord servers
trying.
think they're not even
Ouija boards
dumbasses.
growing up.
They've
And the
been
only
for
creepy
it
thing
all
was
week. They
my
just
dad
continue
turning on
buying.
and
They
off
don't
the
give a
lights so
fuck
that we would
where it's
scream.
Well, and
at.
maybe there was no entity
Some of
there,
them even know
no,
it could
no
go lower
energy in
and they
that
still decide to
space and
buy
time.
here.
What I'm saying is those things do exist. They are real. There is a
I don't know,
scientific
Josh. Do you
explanation for
think
the Ouija
that
board,
this
and
is
we'll do a
the
whole thing
dip
on Ouija
before
boards probably
the
one of these
big
days.
fucking
But
final
what I'm
move?
saying is I know
do you
for
think
a
it's
fact
over?
from my personal experience, I have dealt with demonic entities. I've dealt
Cycle
with
wise,
Yeah.
these spiritual forces and battles that have happened, and I have seen, or not seen, but interacted, and they
I
I
think
personally have doubts
would
on Trump
basically
right
tell
now.
me that.
yeah,
and
I think it's
I'm getting
cooked,
chills
bro.
just thinking about it. Every single time I've
I
encountered
think
one
they
of
keep
these
saying
things,
they're gonna
it's
sign the
always
Clarity
said the
Act,
same
but
words:
like
"Let me in,
now they're saying
let
March.
me in."
Now I
And
found
I
out
always
I
am
saw
like,
things this morning
"You can
that
get
said
off, but you can't come
end of
in.
February.
Bye. Get
They're
out of here."
pushing
Okay,
something
so
They'll keep
that
pushing
actually
it.
that
so you've
No, they'll keep pushing it back.
experienced that.
Yes,
Okay.
From what I have
So
heard,
then you should
that
believe all the other stuff, right?
they don't
weren't
I do
plan
believe it.
to
We were
have it
talking
done
about.
until
I'm
2027.
saying like
We need to have an
And
open
that's
mind
straight
to
from
scientific reasoning and to
politicians
supernatural.
I
and
just can't buy the supernatural part on this one. The only one I can, and it's not so much the Valley of the Dolls. I believe he saw what he saw. I believe that he believed what he believed. But I also know with the folklore that I was raised with, the reason
that's
she
the
drowned
point.
her kids was
I
you
think
were
that's the
correct.
point.
The
I think
Aztec
that's what they
Indians were
want,
going to
'cause
sacrifice
they
them, and the
are
better way
adopting and
to
doing
so that they
everything
weren't mutilated
it is
and
hap-
slit their throats, she drowned
Some-
them.
but
Because
they need
and
it
then
to
she
crash
cried because that was her
so that they can buy
way
it.
of saving her own children from a
They
horrible
pretty much
fate.
already
They do
have
say
that shit.
that drowning is one of the most
The
peaceful
next time
deaths.
it is
I mean, I don't
fucking
really want to
dipped
try
again,
it, but I know
buy into it,
the most peaceful death is actually
there'll
freezing
be
to
no
death.
more
Yeah, but I mean also drowning though,
nothing more
because
to gain
Really?
you go
unless
into a
you
dream state.
hold it
You
for 10 years.
obviously there's some panic behind it. Yes, if you're panicking,
That sounds horrifying.
but like there are people who have drowned, died, and then were resuscitated.
Fucking
And you know their experiences, what they
Exactly.
talk about is that you know it's not a painful death. It's not. Basically, you go into like a dreamlike state of
Basil,
hallucination,
I'm
and
sure.
you're just gone.
piece of shit.
According to
Meme.
science,
Exactly.
it's better to
and I think that's
die
why meme coins
from
are still
freezing to death
running like
because your
they are.
sensors just start shutting off.
Because
I don't know, man. I feel like being cold,
That's
shivering.
You stop
place
shivering at
left
some
to
point.
make those crazy.
Yeah, but it seems like that would be long and drug out. You
And,
know,
like we do all right in
whereas
low
drowning
Yeah,
is
but
a
at least
few
you can
minutes.
still
it's not-
breathe. That's
in
the
meme
difference.
coins, they're
But
hitting
you
10x
actually
and we're
breathing in
hitting
water
you
is
get to a
fun for
point
you?
where you breathe in the water and like you don't get that gas. You know how like when you're holding your
I've
breath and you have
drowned.
to.
It is horrifying.
I'm just, yeah, that's the panic state of it. But I've actually saved someone's life and resuscitated them. I had a pool at one time, and we were all drinking, heavily drinking, and this girl, she was very drunk. She dove into the pool off the diving board and was like swimming around. And because she was so drunk and got disoriented, she couldn't find her way up. And I actually had to jump in and dive and grab her and take her to the top and do CPR. And, you know, someone in that state, they're drunk, they don't know which way is up, they're just swimming around. They're probably not thinking it's probably not a horrific thing. You know, you're drunk, you know, you're not
Okay, so
all
under
there.
the right circumstances,
I'm-
drowning is fun. I mean,
No,
listen,
I'm just saying.
Like, I get what you're saying, and you're getting frustrated with me, but that sounds insane. That does not sound like like heat exhaustion would even be better. Like, you just fall asleep and you just don't wake up. I want one that I can just fall asleep.
I
and
feel
you don't
like
wake up.
low oxygen would be the way. Whereas
That's what I'm saying. Cold. That is anywhere you
It
go.
could be
The
a long
best way to
time,
die is
bro.
to
I
freeze to
think
death
we'd be
because
lucky
your
to see
oxygen
in the
slowly
next bull
lowers,
run
your sensors slowly turn off, you
150
just fall asleep and you never wake up.
200K.
yeah, and I mean, so like I
Probably
used to
like
collect
150,
insects.
175.
And
That's what I'm saying.
one
Yeah,
of the
it
ways
sounds
that we
peaceful.
would collect insects is we would collect them and then put them in the freezer and they would
Yes.
fall asleep, and
Yes.
that's how they would go.
That's what I'm
There's a
saying.
humane way to do it. So I could see that, okay. Also, lack of oxygen. Basically, you just
That's
get
the
to you get
speculation
really
that everyone
tired, and you
keeps
take a
saying
nap,
is, like,
and you
oh,
don't
Heat
wake
well,
up.
if you're getting in now,
I don't know. I hate
you
the
know,
heat.
less than 10%
I
of
hate
the
If you were to
population.
go lay down because
crypto.
you were so hot
So
and your breathing
once the
starts
whole
to
world gets to it, then- But I'm not really
I had to
Did I go
see
too
that.
far?
sure that
I
a
had
lot
to
of
see
people
Going too
that.
far, chat. I don't know.
get
Maybe it's the
into it.
mustache.
I think
That's
it'll
what's
just
so
be
hot. Maybe it's the red beard.
another S&P 500 higher crypto.
Anyways, but heat exhaustion. You just get tired, go to sleep.
Yeah. Anyway, so back
I have
to what we're talking about, the island of the dolls, right?
I
Honestly,
want to know what people think because I don't know how people are familiar. Again, I love Hispanic heritage, and this isn't just Mexico. Spain has a lot of their own
Eastern time on Thursday.
folklore as well, and that's where most of my ancestors are from.
Get
Is
ready for
Spain
the
and
market
from
to
the
jump.
sister of
Isn't that the
the
5th?
Aztecs that settled in Southern California. But my thing is that
That's the top.
what is the difference between
Yeah.
taking this tour bus to this haunted island that it is all these Americans and people, foreigners who go to the
Yeah,
haunted houses
expect
that
it.
are all over
Expect
California,
the dump.
or I mean the United States. How is that any
Another
different? People,
dump.
you're like discrediting it. Well, it's not that scary if people go, but there's haunted houses everywhere.
I think people will find any reason to monetize something.
Well, yeah, but this wasn't
We're
monetized till I
invading
guess you want to call
Iran
it that for a while
and
back.
Right.
Israel
so yeah, maybe it was just
and
ancient lore that turned
fucking
into something that they could market.
Iceland.
What the
All
point
in the
is
same day
for
we're invading
you know, this is
China.
why this all comes together for me is the drowned children, the black-eyed girls luring people into the water. Doesn't that seem
We're gonna
like
keep-
even though they came at different times, doesn't that seem like it's all connected? That's the only one that I could find that was connected to something else, to something else, to something else.
Yes, I think that this is the most likely to be real.
Right.
But at the same time, I think there's some truth in all of it.
6,000.
I'm leaning
I do.
towards all of it is real. Every single one of them.
No,
I think the least likely one is the Robert one.
the oldest one.
Right. Well, it's not the oldest because this goes back to the ancient Aztecs, right?
Right.
But I would
I mean,
say
the doll.
that one because I would write a letter just to get my letter posted up there. In the
Of course you would.
Jesus.
yeah, why wouldn't? What you know? Who would? So many
Because
people
I'm
would do
not
that.
The
weird.
fucking
It's not.
But I do think that
The house of
entities
cards is
can
crumbling. The whole
attach
super
to
cycle
objects,
thing.
but I think
No
they
one's
would much
buying it
rather
anymore.
attach to a human. And I think in
Well,
the Robert case, the human was the
You know
little
what's funny
boy,
is
and
I
that's why he switched
was
names,
supposed to
because the
have
little
a
boy went into
podcast
the doll,
with
and
Michael Turpin
the
and Tucker
demonic entity
Carlson.
took over the little boy.
And I was supposed to go to Miami for
But
that.
Gene, what he called himself, had a
And
very
now that
normal
all
life.
this shit
Went to
happened,
college,
they don't want to have me on the
married,
show.
had kids.
And there's lots of people that are demon possessed that live normal lives.
well, they
This is
don't wanna
all based on
and
the
it's
fact that
funny,
And then
demons
next
are
thing
real.
you know,
Sons of-
one day they snap.
much anymore.
I think you and
here's
me
the
have
thing is,
different
so
words
I don't
for
know if you know
demon.
Michael Turpin. Michael Turpin
Possibly.
wrote the
Yeah.
book, The
When I
Super
think of
Cycle.
demon, I think of
He's like
fallen
the
angel,
originator of
nefarious
the idea, right?
And I can't
entity.
And
wrap my
I
head
don't-
around
I don't
see
a religious answer.
Like
We-
when I,
I was
say
talking
ghost,
to
I'm
his,
thinking of a disembodied
publicist
soul,
or whatever
right?
is her
Roaming
producer.
the earth.
That I believe
producer.
in limbo.
And
That's
she
where
was
people
like,
get
"Yeah, like,
stuck at. I
let's,
mean, I
do a
don't believe
podcast
in
and let's have you
whatever,
come
but I
out
do
to
believe that
Miami or Puerto
we either
Rico.
reincarnate
and
or
do the
we
podcast and,
get to have
You guys can.
we get
'cause
just
I
the
told
same
her, I was
life
like, look,
over
I don't
and over
believe-
in a multi-universe. Like we don't know anything.
Oh, well,
When
he
I say
wrote a book,
demon,
and
I'm referring to
um,
some
I think it would be
nefarious
good. Maybe he can like
evil
educate you. And I think that
entity
what they thought they were going to
that
do
it
was
has
pull in
you know,
somebody
ill
that didn't know what
intentions.
they were talking about, kind of
Okay.
guy.
That's what I
to
refer to as demon. I
basically
think that
steamroll.
ghosts can be good or bad. I think more or less
And
the
then
ghosts
everything
that are
happened
bad
that's been
are more
happening in the
likely
market,
demons,
and then I had like the Stanley
and
crypto
the
thing, and then
ghosts
basically they were like,
are
we don't
more
want
likely
go
just disembodied people. And I think people inherently are good.
because
I think people
they realized
do
I wasn't their
evil
patsy.
things, and I think there are very very evil people out there.
Correct.
And those
Which
are
is fine.
probably some
Whatever.
evil spirits. You know,
I'm gonna
But I
see him
think
again.
generally, if you're going to
See him next
encounter
time.
a
Hey, bro,
spirit, it's more likely for
your
it to
publicist
not
canceled
be
on.
evil
I'm
because
free right
people,
now. You want to have a
I
little
think-
conversation?
the majority of people inherently want to be good. At least I feel that way because I want to be good. I want to be a good person. I want to help people.
Shit.
I want to do
Dude,
good
you,
things. I think
you know, even
you know,
Trump
people as a group, as a
you know,
whole,
they didn't
as a
sell any
society, are very ugly and gross
money.
and
They
very malicious
goes out.
and selfish, and you know.
Yes and no.
But I think the individual deep down inside
It's
has
probably
yearning
because they're
want to be good.
leveraging their
Okay, but
assets,
that's not what
so
we're
they
talking
have the
about. You're-
assets that
okay,
they hold,
You're
and
talking
then
about.
they've taken
I don't
loans
believe
out
in
on
this
it.
whole demonic thing.
'Cause
I
they
do
live on
believe
debt,
in lost spirits. I guess what you would call them,
Yeah, but you
ghosts,
get
spirits
margin
that are
called,
stuck in
though, if it
limbo
goes
and they
too
have
low.
nowhere to go. The reason I don't believe in the whole demonic thing
No,
is
no,
one,
not-
science can
not
prove
like that kind of
it's-
leveraging,
can
like
be
they get a
mental
loan from
illness,
the bank.
schizophrenia. But one of my problems is
Yeah, they
most
still margin call
criminals.
you.
Do you know what they hide behind? The devil made me do it. And if that
Isn't there a
wasn't
show
used-
called The Devil Made Me Do It?
Yes, which I've watched in its entirety. But here's my thing. That is my issue with this whole demonic thing. It needs to be labeled
Also,
as something
shit,
else.
I don't.
You
Always,
understand what I'm saying?
I get it. It's a
That's
cop
why
out.
it's a religious. That's why I have my
Right,
whole
yeah,
thing
this
with
cycle, but it
people
isn't
who are
until
like,
everybody's
oh,
got
you have to
one.
one, I don't forgive and I don't forget, but one, oh, you have to forgive them. The devil made me
Yeah,
do
it
it.
checks
First
out.
of all, that
If
is
we
not an
do.
excuse. Do you know right
It's
from
still
wrong?
an
Great.
if.
Now
You
people
know what I mean?
who
There's
don't know
still
right
no,
from wrong,
like,
who suffer
Oh,
from
there's a clear signal that this could
psychopathy,
happen.
that's
No.
different. They don't know
It's-
right from wrong. They
We
think
just
what they're
know that
doing is
everyone's
okay.
gonna get
I
fucked.
know you don't like my logical answer right now, and I'm not discrediting that they maybe
I
I'm
think what's
completely
also-
wrong and demons are real, and I have no
Good
idea what I'm
interesting.
talking about. But from a
House-
psychology perspective,
Now they
it sounds more like a scapegoat. Do I believe in spirits that
Yeah.
live
Did
on
you
this
just say
planet?
goat?
I don't
think so,
I'm
but-
a scapegoat.
Most people
scapegoat.
aren't trained.
Just a goat. But if you, I do believe in
I mean,
spirits
those
being
that
lost
know
a
are.
lot of young
because whatever
Yeah,
happened
the
that
new-
led them to
Like
that
limbo.
thing.
every week.
Yeah, limbo. I've always believed in limbo, and until they find peace, they can't leave
They ain't-
to wherever you believe you go after this life.
I would say there's
I believe in that. But demons is very specific.
getting
All these personalities stuck
Yeah.
inside of you, and I know the movie Split, great movie. Like
Right, and
if
that's
you
also
had
going to
to
hurt
think of something
the
demonic, but
upward
that wasn't
movement
who he
because they're
was.
not going
What
to
did
be
they
holding their
classify it?
scalping.
Schizophrenia.
Right, it was
Lambos.
classified as schizophrenia, but I think the difference is someone that's schizophrenic, split personality disorder. They have those different personalities, they have different things. I think what makes it demonic is
Either way, you're
those
making
same
money.
characteristics.
There's a dozen ways to make money.
Is attached to it.
And that could be very true.
Buying and holding
but they could have
is
always
the
had those
lazy,
abilities.
No, like
lottery.
there was one I was
Open
seeing,
prey,
and the
Hail
girl
Mary.
took an apple.
Everything else
and-
is pretty
I
much.
know what you're
equal
talking
and
about. We're going to
exploded.
cover that story.
Yeah, and so like it's like that's a supernatural ability.
Or, okay, so here's my
You
thing.
can't just do that.
You know, I need to start.
You just, I'm sorry,
training
Not
my
with
stock
these
market.
arms, but I mean, if
I
I pump some,
I've been like
you
so
know,
focused
metal,
on
I
trading
would
crypto
challenge
for the high
like a
volatility.
really rip.
Once the
We'll get
bull
John
runs out,
Cena because
I'm
you
gonna
can't
be
see
trading
him.
we
stock
can't see him. We're
market.
just going to see an apple
You just gonna
explode.
see an apple, right?
Boss, what the fuck
Okay.
are you talking about?
And I think that even someone like John Cena would struggle with doing something like that. You know,
Technically, it's
because
not
it's
over
just
until we hit the
not
bottom. The bull,
human
excuse me,
nature,
not
and
the
an
bull
average
run, the bull
person
cycle.
being able to do something like that, that's a
Let me choose my words more.
supernatural ability, right? Like almost like a superhero type ability that they don't normally have that ability, and then in that moment of possession, they are granted, call them gifts or abilities to do
Josh,
things that defy the
grown
laws
so
of
much,
physics,
I'm
defy
proud of you.
everything that we know that science tells us to be true.
Okay. So,
And it was just a few months ago that you were like,
That's the
no,
difference.
there's no way it can ever come down.
no. So, do the
XRP
demons.
will never drop
do they
below
know that the demons
$3
live in
ever
them?
again.
I think some people don't. I think some people are full of demons and don't even know it.
I mean, that is,
It
if that's
would've.
what
It
you
would've
call
just
it,
dropped
that's
down to
very probable. But my thing is
Now
like,
it's gonna come
okay,
down.
people aren't gonna like this one, but you know, Hitler could have been like at the end,
What I should have
demons
realized,
maybe do it. I'm not actually crazy.
I'm not saying that
whenever
blaming
it's
it on a
not-
demon.
but it
It's
is,
not a
and that's
reason
why-
for
But that's why it gets
to
discredited.
absolve you.
But that's why it gets discredited, and
I
that's
agree.
what my issue
true.
is with it. Now, if you were
Why
telling me
Bitcoin
this back,
go
and this
up
is
and
even back in the '60s with killers and you know, people creating atrocities, and that was their
This is-
thing. I was, oh, demon had me, or the devil made me do it, and that I think maybe
everyone
that's what bothers me so much. And then it makes it so like it's not real.
It's a cop out, but I don't think that just because something possessed you to do it doesn't mean that you get a free pass.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I think you still have the consequences. I believe that if you are possessed by a demon, you have to give it
I think
the ability to do so, and basically have to grant it permission. Therefore, you
I don't
are
think you just said
responsible.
it doesn't need permission though. It just jumped into little Robert.
No, I think
say,
that
I also
children
now
are
would never put
easily
my
manipulated,
cardboard-
so it's easier for entities to go after children because they can manipulate those children into doing different things. That's why, children are not allowed to have consent
proud
because
of
they're
you.
not, their brains are not mature enough to
Hey, who's
understand the ramifications of the decisions that they're
He's the
making.
new
You
member
know,
of
that's
the
one
TA
thing
class.
about when you read up on demons and stuff, they always look like children because you feel bad for children.
Right.
Like if that's
What's
real,
up, Red Dog?
and I could be wrong, if that's real, that is genius.
Oh,
Because I would help a
got a
little girl.
mic?
I would help a little boy if they needed my help. And you wouldn't think twice. You'd be like,
He's
they'd be
from,
like, oh my God,
Crypto Rap.
be there and crying. And you'd go hug them. And then they're like, zoop. Thanks, bitch.
Yeah, I think that, and these entities are nefarious, and they will do whatever it takes to manipulate people, or
pops?
to get their end result,
Why
right?
did it in my head?
Yeah, I would-
Went to a Dave Chappelle. Gotcha,
No,
bitch.
yes,
Like,
like,
Gotcha, bitch.
gotcha, bitch. Like that is what it feels
And
like if there's a little.
Able,
Because I'm a sucker. If it's a child,
no.
like I'm gonna want
yeah,
to
it's
help.
just not like
And
crypto
I'm like
where we can
thinking
do
now,
that
I'm like,
daily.
if that's true, oh man, so quickly I would have a
if I've
demon
been
so
thinking
fast
about
because it'd be like, oh help
not
me,
like-
and I'm like, oh my gosh, come in.
I think that's
I
why
might
they
be-
choose to use the form of children. I think that's why they go
Yo, what up,
after
Red Dog?
children.
Hey,
One,
what you
because
guys
children are easily manipulated,
We're chilling.
and to be in the form of a child is because
I guess
it's
these boys
easy
are in
to
some losing
manipulate someone
trades.
else to help
I
a child.
saw the writing
Just
on
like
the
the
wall, and
guy
I
at
was
the
like,
Valley of the Dolls,
better
right?
sit
He
Yeah.
wanted to help the child, and therefore it drew him to the water, and
Yeah.
it evidently
Yeah, I was just
entered into him and attached itself to him.
No worries, man.
I do think that the
Have you
entities
watched any of the videos?
can not enter in you and possess
Yes, I
you,
watched the
but
first
can
one.
latch onto you
Oh,
and
right on.
follow you.
Yeah, it
Drain
gets
you?
more
Right, so like you don't necessarily
advanced
have
as
to
you
be
go.
possessed by the entity.
once you get to
you
like
can just be
episode like 19.
what is the word? Like
we're
it can
we're
follow
deep
you
in
and
some
it can,
real
My
real
thing
shit.
about
havoc on you.
these dolls, and they're like, oh, they're demonic. My
Yeah,
thing is
it's,
things that are really
But
demonic
you're gonna learn a lot, and
just
I would
drain you of
encourage you to watch
everything.
them more
the
than
worst that most of
Soul
these dolls
vampires.
right, like
Don't
they're
quite
just
get it.
but these dolls were just
Watch it
jerks.
again,
They were
burn it into your
freaking
brain.
assholes, throwing
These
shit,
boys right here,
jumping
they
everywhere,
started
scratching people.
trading
Like
with
they were just
me
jerks.
only a
Like
few
even if
months
that's
ago.
the case, and they were somehow
And
these dolls were just
they're
jerks.
I think
they're
they
posting
feed
their
off of
wins every
fear
day.
because fear is a form of energy. Even with like the adrenochrome, they have to,
No.
the adrenochrome is stronger
We've been
and
shorting
more
the fuck
pure.
out of the market, man.
The more stress and torment that
We're not
Yeah,
talking about
they're
monsters.
under.
Okay.
I'm just saying is that they do this because it's energy. They're energy vampires. They feed off
sure.
energy. That's why if
They
you
feed off fear.
right, but if you believe
fucked up.
in the entity, then it gives it more power. And if you are more fearful of it, then it will more
You're too
likely
bullish.
communicate with you. Whereas like somebody's like, whatever, it's all
Yeah, and
bullshit. They're never
is
going to
I
have
was-
those experiences
other-
because it doesn't have the energy to
there.
feed off of. It's
I
too
don't know if you're gonna end up being
draining
right or
on the
not,
spirit
Josh.
to interact with you. Whereas
Thanks.
if it can make the hair stand
the
up
other.
on the back of your neck,
And basically what he was saying
then
is you're
it's
on the
more
right track to
likely
win.
that it can feed off of those emotions and that energy.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
still-
look, I believe in spirits and
I
ghosts.
don't
do
wanna
not
back
believe
off.
in
Like,
demons.
I still
just
have,
don't.
I
I
believe
just
in
can't.
demons.
I can't
because
wrap my head
I've
around that.
encountered
I
them
know this-
personally is why I believe.
Everything.
And I guess because I don't, I never will.
Like, I told-
But I believe
That's
in spirits.
exactly what
but
I'm
I
saying.
believe in like spirits and ghosts.
And
that
that's
makes sense to
probably
me.
why the ghost actually talked to you on the spirit box. And I believe in spirits and ghosts too. That's
I'm
why
just
when
gonna
I
start
talked to it,
buying
I
these
got the same
items.
result when I
Really
started
don't care.
asking the right questions, same as you.
I can just
We
not
believe.
even
I think someone that
in
doesn't believe,
couple months.
it has a
Doesn't
harder
that seem,
time.
doesn't that seem convenient though?
Flooding in
Wouldn't
it.
you want to go after the people that don't believe?
Well, look at Elon. Elon does not believe
Yeah.
whatsoever.
No.
But he's a believer now.
A little
I
bit.
think
He's a
And
little
he's
bit
still
now.
might
hesitation
use, like,
of
things
what
like
he.
the
Right,
Clarity
Now
he's
he's
very
Act and
logical,
other
and he's like, well, maybe I didn't hear what I thought I heard.
different
Right.
implementation that they're going to
He
do
doesn't
to like
have
kind
as
of
many encounters as we
keep
do
crypto
He
alive.
doesn't believe in it.
because he
So
doesn't
like over
believe
the
it.
next
It's too much
year or
energy
so,
wasted on someone that
we
doesn't
may not
believe.
be in a bull
if it
run,
can
but we'll
make
probably have
someone
like
So then I'm
random
good. Like
moments
you're
of like
in
FOMO.
danger.
I'm not
good.
in danger. I'm,
No, you believe in it, so I'm good then, right?
I'm
like,
filled with the Holy
randomly.
Ghost, so I cannot be possessed. Okay. Me
I
So just
feel
be
like
sure to
you're
check
in danger
profits.
because you don't believe.
People, the majority of people that do and are that do get these demons are religious. Look at it. Look into the history
Oh,
of
I
all of
believe
it.
it.
They're religious
You guys
people
have never
because
seen
you
it.
guys buy into it.
And
All right, take care,
I,
brother.
I don't believe that you have to be a religious person in order to be saved.
Man, I'm fucking tired, bro.
If you are
I've been out
someone-
working in the farm
you
all
call
day.
it whatever you want, but if you believe that you are protected, then therefore you
Shit's
are.
killer.
That's the difference. Someone who doesn't believe is not protected, therefore could be manipulated.
Yeah, they dip.
That's
I'm probably gonna dip here too, guys.
because I know what I wanted to say, but I don't. I
If you
feel like
see
you guys are the most
if you see
vulnerable
something juicy,
I
let
think
me
because you
know.
believe in it and you're religious, and if God can't save you,
Well,
no one can.
XRP
I
is
think
probably
we're-
gonna fucking get to 133
me
this week.
personally, I feel
Hell
like
yeah,
I'm
buddy.
or I'm not vulnerable
I
whatsoever.
you know what's
because
crazy is I
have
called that a
protection, but it
year
also
ago.
does say in the Bible that
Judge
you should
and
not,
buy limit order
engage
and
in
just
those types of
forget it.
behaviors,
Right.
right?
And what are you trying to do?
I don't want to engage. I didn't even want to do that thing.
Should I-
Honestly, I was just like trying to see, okay, was this actually interference?
Yeah,
And
it
I
might
probably
bounce
should've
from
never done it,
133
but,
to like
you know,
150,
the curiosity killed
175.
the cat. Okay,
True.
so curiosity got the best of me. I'm a human being. I make
The problem
mistakes.
is
I'm
I'm
not perfect.
channel, and the bottom line is
But you know,
Because you don't know what you were talking to.
I do not know what I was
That's what I'm
talking to.
saying. If it
But I
breaks,
do know this, that I am safe.
I'm
and I'm
worried that
protected.
it
None of
could
us are.
potentially drop all the
I
way
believe
down
I
to
am.
$1.
I believe, therefore I am.
yeah. And
I believe I'm a cat.
another thing,
Do you see how that
Bitcoin bull,
You mean
Bitcoin
cat
tax,
box?
they've been real.
Yes, my
quiet.
thing is
They got a whole
this whole.
levels.
I guess because we're on different ends of the spectrum. I'm gonna be okay because I'm choosing to be okay. You need something
Their
to
whole
protect you
Bitcoin
because
narrative
you don't
gonna
think
go
you're
to
strong
shit
enough
if
to
it-
do it yourself
It shouldn't
No, I
even-
from like demons or
Like,
whatever.
do
how,
know
how is
myself,
Bitcoin a store of
have-
You need to
value
believe in something.
I have
for
a
that to
hedge
be-
of
if
protection.
it crashes
Like a
every
shield.
bull run?
Like
what if it's not
called
real?
putting on
That's
the
what I'm
armor.
My
fucking-
thing is,
and this
I've
is
listened to
why
your
I
sermon.
was
And if
so
it's
against
not real-
whenever
What
you
if
said that, 'cause
you're
I'm
wrong?
like, if you
This
go
is all a simulation or
there's-
whatever it is, and we reincarnate.
from any
What if you're
trader's
wrong?
perspective,
Then I just
Bitcoin
slept
default
at
low
night,
kit.
and I'm okay with
If you close the
being
limit order,
wrong.
the heat
But
map,
then, what if
I
like?
But
would
for me, I don't
see that
feel
as
like I'm
being there.
wrong because of
There's
the
no
things that I have
to go
seen.
anywhere
Why
below.
can't people who have a whole bunch of demons
Right,
just
and
be
that-
It does.
schizophrenic?
I'm gonna
I
buy
think
it
they
at
very well
50.
could be, and
I'm
that
gonna
would be
buy
a
it at 50
scientific
'cause
explanation. The
I'm seeing
difference
the same
is
thing,
the supernatural.
And if I'm
abilities.
wrong,
having a mental
that's all right. I'll
disorder
just DCA.
doesn't give you the
139 to the
ability
bottom.
to do things that you just can't do or
Well,
possibly
held
Well,
know.
maybe they didn't know they
Also,
couldn't do
for the
it,
last-
and then they did it.
So we
If
won't
you've
verify
never been
buying a little
exposed
bit
to certain languages and then all of a sudden you start speaking them
The
fluently.
first time you're exposed to food, you eat it as
And
soon as you
also, I
smell
didn't
it.
really
You
buy
don't have
it.
questions. You're just like, oh my
Right,
gosh,
but
this
A
is
lot of
it.
people think I
you
bought
know,
XRP.
speaking in a different
I know I
language, for
bought-
instance, if someone who's never
you could
even
argue.
heard the
Maybe
Latin
they
language
access that
just
part
start,
of their
They don't.
brain, and we just don't know.
Yeah.
how did it get there?
We have a whole bunch of brain. We don't know. We don't know
Right,
what's
but
in there.
I believe your brain has to be exposed to something in order for it to retain it there. Now I get what you're saying, that maybe it's from a past life or something
right.
like
So
that.
G-Rod, we
Maybe.
eventually trade energy.
But
That
for
makes
me,
more sense to me.
I don't think so. I don't
Hey
know.
boys,
But I would
Let's go do
say
it.
that
I'm gonna take off.
supernatural ability,
have a good night,
from
gentlemen.
split
If I
personality
get on
disorder
later, maybe I'll do some
seems
speed
more
trading with
likely to
you.
be demonic possession. I do believe that split
Okay, so
personality
watch-
disorder does
Watch me make
exist,
another $500
and
in
that is
5
a real scientific explanation. But I think when you add that
All right,
other factor into it, that's when it becomes something different, and we have to be able to realize that there are just some things that we can't explain or
Agreed.
understand.
Yeah.
And that we have to be open to the possibility that maybe there's something just completely that defies the law of physics, defies the laws of science, defies everything that we know, because it's something that we can't comprehend.
And I believe there's things out there we can't comprehend, but I guess you're going to call it demons, and I'm just going to call it schizophrenia. And it's all the same thing. It'll all be the same thing in the end.
I think a lot of the arguments with all these different things is it comes down to the names.
I agree.
I think
That's what I'm saying. Like,
we're
you call it this, I call it that, but it's the same thing.
Right, we're arguing over semantics of the identity of the word that we've created for something, and
That's what people don't
it's
understand.
all the same thing.
We're all talking about the same thing. We're just giving it different names. Even in the world now, like, we are all talking about the same thing. We're just using different words to say
right,
it.
and the problem is we're not moving forward with understanding what is actually happening because we're too busy arguing over the semantics of the words.
Now, with that being said, I would still want to help, even if they were schizophrenic or demonic possessed. I would still want to help. Does that make sense? Like, I don't have to believe in it to want to help somebody be okay. And that's where we all fall on. Like, okay, how do we help this person with whatever is wrong with them? But
And I think, help can come in different forms. I think some people find help from medication. Some people get help from prayer and,
from religion.
exactly. In prayer doesn't necessarily have to be religion, like I said, I don't believe in religion,
Okay, well, I mean in God in
but that's
general.
us arguing over the semantic
The
of the word.
semantic of what you call
Exactly.
it.
That's
right.
a perfect example of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, I think we get to the root of all this, the sooner we as a society accept that there are things we can't explain and stop arguing over the semantics of
I
the
agree.
words and start having a more open mind about the different things that we are encountering, because there are just some things that science can't explain.
Mm. I mean, yeah. And the reason I do agree with that is because I believe ghosts are real.
And if you're watching, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your
I
friends.
forgot we were live because that was in my head.
The subscription button if you're watching on YouTube and you're not subscribed already. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers, so help us out with that, and we appreciate all of you that are watching and hitting the like button consistently. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Abstract at Ozthecryptogoat, so come check us out. If you're watching on TikTok, you're not watching on TikTok because we're not live on TikTok anymore.
I'm done with
Because
freaking TikTok.
we can't say what we want to say, and that's the beauty of the show, is we get to openly talk with free speech and expression
While we still can.
And that's why I pushed so hard to start this show now, because my intention was to do this much later on. And
We appreciate you guys so much. So much.
Thank you, everyone. You guys are incredible.
One thing I do want to touch on, though, because this is my same thing with the moon landing, is these dolls, little Robert and Annabelle.
Mm-hmm.
What if those stories are true and we're assholes? Like, we're discrediting their whole experience. Like, they're terrified and scared for their life, and we're just like, it didn't happen.
I think that's why it's important to have an open mind.
That's my only thing. Like, that's always sits in the back of my head. Like, I know I'm wrong sometimes. I mean, it's not really that much, but like, I know I can be wrong sometimes. I am me. How often am I wrong?
All the time.
Never.
That's why you're the fact checker, because you're always freaking right. I hate it.
It's annoying, right? But more times than not, I try to be as, as educated as possible about everything. But in the back of my head, it's that you could be wrong. And that's what hits me with these dolls was like, gosh, what if I'm wrong? And these dolls did all these horrific things. And I'm just telling these people, your experience is wrong. What you felt is wrong. Everything you went through is wrong. That's not fun either. I don't want to do that to anybody.
Think of people that are demon possessed, right? Telling them that they're discounted, we
I don't want to do that either. I don't want to discount somebody's what did I say? Perception is 90% reality. What you perceive is your reality, and to them that was their reality, whether they made it up. Now see, that's where that's where we try to decide, but perception is reality, and that reality for them that's what was real.
For me, I've experienced demonic entities. I've experienced schizophrenic personality
my mother
disorder.
Seems pretty demonic.
People,
maybe it's true.
I've experienced both.
Probably.
And there is a fine line where you can use discernment to identify the difference between each, because I believe both do exist.
I do. But again, the back of my head, it's like, could be wrong, but the reality is I'm too logical to think anything else. But again, I don't want to discredit someone's perception. That just seems mean. Like, I believe that you think you saw those things, and I wouldn't discredit that because that was your experience. It wasn't my experience. So only you would know that experience. Does that make sense?
Right. And if you're watching, I would implore you to have an open mind about things. Do not, put people down or discredit their experiences, because we as humans may never understand any of these topics, and you should never, mock someone or put them down or anything like what you're talking about, because the fact of the matter is that no one does. That is
We don't know
the pure
nothing.
truth. Yeah, we have no
we have
idea.
no idea.
Right. So no one is right, no one is wrong. So for you to go into the world and act as though you know what you're talking about and you know everything, that is when you realize that you know nothing, is when
You stop learning.
right. So if you cannot be taught something and you cannot be receptive to something new, that is a form of holding yourself back from learning and
Complacent.
educating yourself. So I would implore you to have an open mind, question everything, listen to everything, but believe nothing.
And I know we bicker, like, but it's more so we have very, very different of opinions and thoughts and how we do things. But at the same time, there's a mutual respect because his comes from a real place, mine comes from a real place. You don't get to discredit the other ones. I don't believe, and he may not believe what I have to say, but the point of this show is to listen to all perspectives, listen to all the theories, come up with your own way of thinking. Maybe you learned something you didn't. Maybe you think we're crazy. It doesn't matter. Like he said, listen to everybody's point of view. And I think, especially right now with the world being the way it is, just listen. You don't have to always react. You don't always have to comment. You can just listen and go from there. Just my thoughts and opinions.
And that's why I brought you to be on this show, is because we are complete polar opposites. We basically agree on nothing.
True.
Right. And at the same time, we have the ability to sit in a room together and discuss them without yelling and calling each other names and stuff, and understanding each other's perspectives. And I think that that is something that we need to normalize as a community, as the world, and as society and humanity together. It's okay to agree to disagree. You don't have to hate someone just because they don't think the same way you do. And unfortunately, we've lost that somewhere along the way.
We should stop being human beings. Like, just love. We're all human. That was always my thing when I was a kid and everyone hated everybody. I'm like, we're just human beings. All of us are human. Just be kind to other humans. That's all you have to do. That's
my
simple.
goal with this show is to lead by example. Show people in the world that we do not have to hate each other because we disagree. We can get along, we can sit in the same room, break bread, and conversate with each other without tearing each other apart. And let me tell you something right now. If you are in an argument with somebody and you stoop as low as to start name calling and using derogatory marks, you've already lost.
You lost.
Yeah.
I can't stand that. Like, you know how I am. I'll make a factual statement and it'll bother somebody and they're like, oh, you're a stupid bitch. And I was like, I won. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Say it again. Say it a little louder. Please say it.
Argue with people with intelligence and facts and even opinions, right? That's how you win an argument. When you stoop down to hateful rhetoric and violence, then you've basically lost. You've already lost because you could not come together and put down a complete thought. And the moment you realized that you lost, you decided to lash out. And that's how you know.
Like a tantrum, like a child.
Like
That's what it bothers me. Even my kids have better composure than most adults these days. And it's like, just, they're all listening to each other. They're all joking. Nobody you know what I mean? Like, there's camaraderie, and we no longer have that.
Yeah, your kids are unhinged, by the way.
I know, but they're fun.
Yeah.
They're completely unhinged. They say the most crazy things, but they all get along.
Mine
never
are like
have to
cookie
worry.
cutter children.
Yeah, mine are, they're like me. We're like, nothing matters. Everything matters. It doesn't matter. Live your life today. There could be no tomorrow. And we have a lot of fun with that. But there's a camaraderie and a closeness because of the way we are. And I'm sure you have a different kind, but it's the same. And my kids, they will make fun of everybody and anybody. You are not off the table. They don't care what anything you are.
Yeah, with this show, everyone's getting roasted.
Yeah, everyone's
Everyone's
roasted.
on the table.
What is it? I used to tell my
It's
mom.
all or nothing.
My mom would say, oh, that's racist. And I'm like, it can't be racist if I hate everyone equally. Period. And I'm sure you're on the other side. Well, I love everyone equally.
Exactly.
I hate everyone equally. Therefore, I don't care. I can't be prejudiced. I will roast anybody. And that's just because I don't know. I have thick skin. Come for me. I don't care.
The
But-
most hateful, evil people in my life, I still have love and compassion for them because I feel like something must have happened to them to bring them to that place of such hate and anger. And I feel that maybe with compassion and love, there is a way that something good can come from it.
Horribly disagree.
I think you get out of this world what you put into it. So if you put in good things will come out of it.
I believe that, which is why I try to be the best kind of parent I can be. But there's a parent in my life who made the choices they made, and they deserve what they get. There's no forgiveness. There's no, oh, I feel sorry for them because of their upbringing. I had a horrible upbringing, which made me change it, change the direction than being brought up the way I was. I don't have that love. I don't know, I'm different. Once you cross me, that's it. You're done. You get exiled.
For
There is
me,
no second chances.
I will forgive you, but that doesn't mean that I need you in my life. If you are going to destroy my peace and what I am doing to live and put me in an environment where you're taking away my happiness and my joy, then there's no room for you in my life.
That's understandable.
But that doesn't mean that I don't forgive you for the things you are. I still have compassion.
You're a good person.
What is it that made you that way?
You're a good person. Because
I
even
try.
if things made them that way, they chose to stay that way. That's
absolutely.
That's unforgivable.
And it's not that it's unforgivable for me, but it's like if you choose to stay that way, then I choose to remove you from my life. Doesn't mean that I hate you or that I, don't, love you or whatever it may be. I just choose to not have that in my life because my peace is more valuable.
And I get that. Like I said, you're a good person. I clearly took a different direction because I cannot forgive. I don't forgive and I don't forget, but I also don't dwell on it. That's what people are like, oh, it's going to eat you up. It doesn't. I live my life perfectly fine. And I dismiss and disregard. That's just who I am. That's just this particular person did that to themselves. And I had to break generational curses that she had every opportunity to do, but she didn't.
Yeah. And that's what we're doing here. We're breaking generational curses by coming together and listening and understanding and having an open mind.
Because, like I said, so different, but yet I respect you and what you are trying to do here.
I want to save the world.
We can't save the world.
We might be able to save one person.
And that's probably all that's going to happen.
If we save one person, it was all worth it.
I guess. But right now, we're going to need a lot more than one.
I agree with that 100%. We're building an army, chat.
I know. I hope everyone's getting ready for whatever might happen, just because I am terrified. Not because, not for myself, but for other people.
I'm not terrified. I'm
is.
prepared. I've been preparing myself for what is to come for a very long time.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not scared for myself. I am ruthless. But I'll do anything for my family. What I'm worried about is other people that think that, oh, this is going to get better, or, oh, it's not. The theater is on fire. I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
The theater is on fire, but it's not on fire.
The screen says it's not.
Screen says it's not. And people are missing it. People really think, oh, we just got to get past this and it's going to get better. I'm like, it's not getting better. Be prepared. Stock up.
What if it's a special effect in the theater of fire, and then that's why they put it on the screen? The theater's not on fire because you're watching backdraft. And it's a 4D immersive experience. And
that's a good lie, if that's what you mean.
I'm just saying.
But it's true. And people don't want to see, like, both sides, man. They're both freaking nuts. They're freaking crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and the more people...
Reel it in, baby.
Yeah.
Reel it in.
Come back to earth. This ain't happening. Like, it's... You think my kids are unhinged? The world is unhinged.
Oh, absolutely.
My kids a little bit more, though.
I think your kids are unhinged in a good way.
Yeah.
They question everything.
Oh, yeah. They don't believe nothing anybody tells them.
They believe everything you tell them. You tell them that XRP is made of cheese, they're going to believe you.
every show, you gonna bring in just a little sprinkle of your damn crypto.
Hey, I am the crypto goat.
Just because your mustache Frito Bandito does not make you a goat. Although it kind of does look like horns. Demonic. Are you demon? Oh, that's why you're. Oh.
The goat has nothing to do with demonic, and that's a
I
misconception.
just realized that.
So many people demonized me because they thought that the goat was an emulation of a demonic presence or
I
whatever.
just realized that
The
that
goat-
was the figure because I went to Catholic church. That was the figure.
Yeah. So let the record show the goat represents sacrifice.
Now we know why he's so pro demonic and pro helping, because the goat thing.
I will tell you this. I do not need to be here. I do not need to sit in front of this camera
You're having fun.
and spend obviously I am having fun, but I sacrifice a lot of my time, energy, and resources
Same.
for the betterment of mankind, because I want to not only tell my story, I
I'm
want
just
to
giving
help
you a
people
hard
along the
time.
way. And so the reason I
Because
chose
the
the
crazy
goat,
lady.
I know, but the reason I chose the goat is because the goat represents sacrifice.
They did sacrifice a lot of them in your Bible.
Yes. And so that's why I chose the goat. Obviously, there's a more of a story to it.
The lamb.
Yes, the
Ah.
lamb. We went with the goat, though, because the goat, lamb, same thing. But the goat is willing to defend itself.
True. We used to have baby goats.
That's why I went with the goat. And also because there's an inside joke. If you were here when we first started the show, you know why we chose the goat, too, as well.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. Oh, that was so annoying to listen
It was so
to.
long ago, too.
Oh my gosh. Who sent the 100?
I think it was TikTok
I
seller.
think it was TikTok seller.
Yeah.
You do know. I think it was you who sent 100.
And it was like Seamont did as well.
Yeah.
And a couple others. At some point,
the ones from the beginning, man.
yeah, those were the real OGs.
They're
They've
the
been
only
here for
ones
a
who
long
know
time.
the whole Switch thing, like Commodore 64 or whatever.
Yeah,
it was.
the Nintendo
still-
Switch
I
live
still want a
stream.
Commodore. Yeah, like, I feel like I got old. I mean, you got old. I'm still young, but
I'm a delight.
one has nothing to. Yeah, see,
I'm gorgeous.
there we go.
They all listen. Everybody says so. They all say the goat is the beautifulest man I've ever seen. He's the biggest, most goatiest of all the goats.
Help me.
They say LeBron's got nothing on the goat.
I don't want to be. I'm scared.
Listen, losers. Okay.
It was 8 months ago, but I miss it. I know.
I know.
Right?
What's crazy? That's so long ago.
That was before.
We
you
could
know
have
what?
made a baby
You did
in that time frame.
What I don't understand.
Could be having
is-
birth right now.
I know, like, we're totally off topic now, but that's fine because it doesn't matter. It's late. But you know what I don't understand? Back then, you said way more crazy things and weren't always getting banned every 5 seconds. Like,
The
it kind of
algorithms
started
changed.
that way, and then all of a sudden, like, we were fine. And you know what I noticed? Like, when you got an agent, it got worse.
It did.
It got significantly worse. Like, they were targeting people with agents because they didn't want them. I don't know. Doesn't it seem like that?
I think more or less what happened is well, I don't want to say it on camera.
No, I know.
But
Well, I'll say it. The other
they're just
people are
bad
fucking
characters.
assholes.
Yeah, there's just some bad characters.
Those creators
out
are
there.
assholes talking shit in the same network as you, and it was being allowed. I'll say it. That's fine.
And stealing my
Yeah,
ideas.
And then there would
content.
we would say it one day, and the next day they're saying it, and then they're like, "Oh, they're copying us, bitch! Go back, go watch the video. It's on
Right.
YouTube. We know
the
where you
problem
got it from."
is you can gaslight the people, and the people will always listen to their creator and listen to whatever they say.
But I was doing what they were doing, watching in the background, and not actually clicking on the video and listening to them talk shit. Fuck that. That's why we're not on TikTok. They can suck it.
You know,
I
what's
said
great?
it.
You know, TikTok is the only platform where you can actually be attacked by someone that is trolling your show.
Oh, and that
Here-
psycho crazy
Right. But
bitch.
and she showed up here on YouTube, but there's nothing she can do
I know, great,
that
right?
we're here. No one can do anything to retaliate against us. The only people
Have a
that
good night.
can actually retaliate against us is YouTube itself, and YouTube is minding their P's and Q's because they got
Right.
sued like crazy during
Right.
COVID for the censorship.
I thought.
The
Yeah.
love letter.
He's talking about from Crazy Bitch Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do copy, and that's look. He can be nice as he want, and he's a better person than I am. I'm not a good person, but I sat back and I listened to the things they said. I was even in their chats while they were talking shit. And it's the big ones that you can think of. The girl and the boy that worked together, the other one with the weird, hair on his face as his emblem. They're all douchebags, period. And the fact that they're going out of their way to get rid of people that might be competition for them and push them out of the space because they are wrong and this one's right is fucked up.
You know what's great is since I've left TikTok, they have nothing to talk about except for argue and bash each other now.
It's like freaking
They've
the
become these
novelas.
little,
That's all it is, novelas.
yeah, it's what is it? Crypto days of our lives. That's all it is.
The crazy angel lady gave you another love message.
The crazy
Yeah,
crazy
that one
angel
too,
lady
TikTok seller.
literally is messaging people going around saying that I'm a bad person and not to listen to me, but then in the same breath, like I'm speaking major truth, and everyone in the chat is like, yes, everything you're saying is right. And then she's saying, don't listen to him, and it just makes her look even more crazy. And then at the same time, she's like, I bought XRP because angels told me to.
My problem is that they buy into her and they spread that because she gifts them like crazy for listening to her stupidity.
Yeah, they're bought and paid for.
Dude, that's another thing. I
yeah.
want people to go look at people's chats when there's like 200 people in it and there's only like 4 people commenting. Why is that? Just take a good look.
Yeah.
Why would that
Massive, crazy numbers,
Hmm.
yet no one engaging.
Yeah, crypto days of our lives. That's pretty much what it is. And my thing is like 200 people, only 4 people commenting. That's
And it's the
pretty
moderators.
bought and paid for. But what do I
Yeah.
know? Doesn't
That's
make
why
any
I
sense.
call TikTok LARPing.
Yeah.
When I realized that the
can't
TikTok
see it.
people run the same way as the news, I had to stop following them.
Yeah.
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 You know what's crazy is now that I'm not doing crypto content, they have nothing to talk about. I'm not even making it on
but,
YouTube.
Like
The only
Alexa
place
said, it's days of our lives. It's just the freaking novellas talking. They're all talking.
Yeah. And
Nothing's crypto.
the only place you can get TA from me or any crypto knowledge is through my Discord. And so if you are watching and you're not a part of the Discord, join the Discord and I will be more than happy to help you.
Join
I
the
have not
class.
left crypto. I am still doing crypto. We're still doing the TA class. We're still, trading and doing all that. I've taken a bit of a step back from crypto, but if you need help, I'm here to help you.
You have a class tomorrow, right?
Yes, I do have class tomorrow.
Okay.
2
Class has
p.m.
friends in
tomorrow, Pacific Standard Time. We have a special guest. The CEO of Wi-Fi is coming into the
He's
class
cool.
to help teach some
really
of his
cool.
strategies.
Also, for people in the Discord, if you are not in the class, you will be taken out of certain chats. It's for the class only. Because I'm going to say it. So.
Yes. So if you are not in the class, you will be removed from the moonshot.
Which is the
group trading.
funniest one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't read that.
I'm just holding some right now because I'm afraid news will rug everything. And it's going to.
Oh yeah, please be careful with the news right now. It is so misleading. Oh my gosh, like
Moon cycle. We had the full moon. Now it's time to come back down to earth.
the world is on fire. Theater's on fire. The world is on fire right now.
The
Nothing
theater
is
is not
gonna-
on fire.
but-
The screen said so.
No. But everything's on fire right now. The markets are bad. The food prices are out of control. Gas prices are out of control. All of that is out of control.
Yeah, people think that things are going.
Who has money
crazy.
to invest right now?
Yeah,
I'm on YouTube.
the
I
liquidity is
don't.
more spread out than it's ever been, and people don't have money to invest.
And what are they going to do? If you can't afford food, you're going to start pulling out investments
Exactly.
because you need food. So people are like, oh my God, the market is dropping. Yeah, of course it is. Dude, I can't.
Did you see the shit show at the airports today? I did not.
Oh, are you talking about in California? Because they took out the people that are needed for the landing, and they had to delay
Air
flights
traffic
and
control.
there we go, 30 of them because they cut. Remember, he did a huge cut, and I guess something happened. There was chaos.
Well, they shut down the government, so there's
So the 30
no
traffic control. So what
there's no
happened?
TSA, but there's ATC.
Yeah, traffic control went bye-bye, and they had to either cancel or delay flights. And now, what is it? They don't want you to leave. They want you to stay, pay the prices. They don't want you to leave.
Prison nation, martial
We're
law.
already there. They've occupied Chicago. And the thing is, all the Supreme Court says can't do it. They're doing it anyway.
I feel like we should do a prison nation show for the rabbit
you
hole.
said you wanted to do spooky.
I
and
do
weird
want to stick
stuff
with the
this month.
spooky weird stuff, but if
There's real life things going on right now.
if
They're
it keeps going, we'll
occupying
probably take a
Oregon,
tangent day.
California, and Illinois.
Yeah.
Literally occupying them, which isn't, what is it? It's not the Third Amendment, or what is it? The Third Amendment?
Fifth Amendment.
Fifth Amendment?
Yeah.
We don't have to, but
It's occupying soldiers in your home, though.
that's pretty much what it is. They went into an apartment building. I
It's
know we're off
close.
topic and it doesn't matter because they went into an apartment building and ripped out people, and these children were like naked. You can watch the video online.
I believe
There's a
it.
couple of them.
I believe it.
That's
You know what?
occupying
Why
an
don't
apartment.
Why don't we do another live in a couple days, and we can cover that one. Then we'll go back to
Oh,
spooky
you
stuff.
want me to go on Hinge, don't you?
I do.
Yeah.
What do you guys think, chat? Should we do more of these lives more often? Because I was thinking like a couple times a week, but
I saw that, and it was U-Haul cars too. They threw them into U-Haul trucks. That one that I'm talking about, they ran into the apartment and
well,
ripped
let's
all
save
those
it for
people
the
out.
show. Let's do a whole
Okay.
show on it. And
And they're slowly moving into red states, and they're telling them it's for your
we can
protection.
do a political rabbit hole show. What do you think?
That's fine.
What do you think, chat? Should we do a political rabbit hole show?
In a
Little
couple days.
in a couple days, and
I have to research.
I'll post it to the
Okay.
Discord when we're gonna do it.
I research everything. I type it all out because I can't.
The news show needs to come back.
We can do news once a week,
I could do the news show, I guess.
but it'll be on here. It will not be on TikTok. If you want me involved, I will not go on TikTok.
Here's the issue: is the rabbit
Do a
hole
segment.
show gets a lot of engagement, and
well, she's right,
every
but
time.
Shelly's right. We can just do a little segment here and there.
Well, here's the issue: is the rabbit hole show gets a lot of engagement and has really boosted our algorithm in YouTube. So whenever I post crypto stuff, we get low, bad engagement, which hurts our algorithm.
So let's not do it for
So
YouTube.
I'll
Let's
probably
do it for every
a
other
TikTok
platform.
only, or maybe just
I will not
abstract.
go on- I will
Why
not
don't we
go on
do?
Tik-
Okay, I will bring the news
How
back to
about we-
abstract.
The-
Abstract exclusive.
Okay, but I will not go. One, I will not go on TikTok. But two, why can't we just do the other platforms then? Why not? Why can't we just do YouTube?
The problem is it hurts our algorithm. So every time I post something on YouTube that
You don't think something political isn't gonna push the
no, I
algorithm?
think political would, but we're talking about bringing the news show back, doing the news 5 days a week, like
I'm
I
not
used
doing
to.
5 days a week. We can do.
No,
a
I would do
segment.
it, but I'll do a shorter show. I won't do 4 hours, and I'll do it
I won't
5
do it
days a
if
week.
it's on TikTok.
No,
I'm
it
not
would be
gonna do
just
it.
me,
Okay, that's fine.
and because
That'll be
I,
your thing.
I can't afford to bring you in at
No,
5
I'm
days.
doing
a week.
a lot of work already.
Yeah, so we'll do the rabbit hole show.
But the thing is
and
you
I'll
don't need to do
the
5
news.
days a week of a segment. Jesse,
I think we do
let's
because
work
that's regular
a 15-minute
news.
segment. That's what I said. Jesse, let's work a 15-minute segment.
We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it, and we'll see how we can move forward. But I do want to continue, doing
I like the
media
show a lot.
and being like a news anchor, right? That's basically what I was. But we'll scale the hours back on that, and we'll put the long hours for the Rabbit Hole show.
If it's TikTok, I'm not.
I'm not really going to be doing TikTok. TikTok is our promo show. We're going to be doing live battles and just building a platform there just to get new viewers to come to YouTube. That's the
Right.
only reason I'm still doing
On
it.
YouTube, I can say whatever I want
Yeah.
about whoever I want.
On Abstract, we can really do whatever we want as long as it's not diddling children like Trump.
Okay. Diddy? Diddle. Diddly. That's
Diddy
what you
diddle?
said earlier, didn't you?
Diddy diddle.
Oh my gosh. That's another one. I'm gonna see if I can pardon Maxine Glenn. I can't believe that.
He acted like he totally gaslit everyone, like he had no idea who she was.
You don't remember the person that sold you children?
Yeah, that's crazy.
50 months.
All right, if you're watching, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel,
Recommend
share
it
the
to
show
your
with your friends.
so that we can all have fun together. We do look at the chat, and I know we get off subject a little bit, but it makes it a lot more entertaining seeing your feedback.
And if you like this content,
Thank you, Shelley.
please. And if you like this content, please. I'm trying to do a little promo.
I'm
clip.
sorry. I can talk
Let's
too.
be professional for just one moment, just for a nice little clip. If you like this show, please hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. And don't forget to hit that like button and share this show with your friends. When was the last time you called your mother or your mother-in-law and told them, hey, I saw an amazing show. You got to check it out. We'll see y'all next time. Welcome to the Ledger Lounge. I'm Ozthecryptogoat, and let's go to our live. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining Down the Rabbit Hole. I am Ozthecryptogoat. So we do more than just crypto, obviously. I'm liking the setup. Yeah, wait till you see it on YouTube. All right, YouTube is where it's at.
A lot of work went into this.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of work, and the whole team got together here and we set everything up and got it all together. What's going on, Oscar? Don't forget to watch on YouTube, okay? If you are on TikTok, though, go ahead, stick around for a little bit. We will be on TikTok for a little while, where you can, hit the like button, share the live out to everyone so that they can know to come to YouTube and watch the live. If you want to use the chat, I would suggest going to Twitch or Abstract.
That and we can do whatever we want on YouTube.
Yeah, we can do
what bound by the rules of TikTok Shop.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you talk into the mic when you're speaking.
Oh, okay.
So we have microphones we're holding because there's two of us in the studio right now, and it's going to be a fun show.
I know. I did a lot of research and you did zero. So
I did research. I watched a whole video on YouTube, guys.
3 pages of it typed up notes and research, and you have what?
Well, here's the thing: is I've been following the moon landing thing for a very long time.
We all have.
I know the story. I don't
know
need
the story,
to research.
but there's different theories of if it happened, why it happened, what was the reasons, all the other things. It can't just be one thing.
I did learn something new today. Okay, I did learn something new that I wasn't super like, oh, like this is, I didn't know this, but it wasn't too much though. Like there wasn't much that I learned today, right? So it wasn't like I really needed to deep dive into something I already know about. Why is the camera so zoomed in on TikTok? Because if you want the real experience, you gotta come to YouTube. And Jesse is boycotting TikTok.
I am boycotting that particular app because no, I'm done with it.
Yeah, so the place to watch the show will be on YouTube or Twitch. Twitch, if you want your chat to be on screen, right, for the recording. I will be able to see the chat during it or whatever, but if you want the recording to have your chat come up on the screen, you're going to have to go to Twitch. And don't forget to send in your daily heart me's and hit the like button. Share the show out with everyone because we are going to be shutting this down shortly. So we want to get it pushed out there so that people know that we are live and where to come find us. And it's going to be a fun show. I'm really excited about this.
Can they see the picture though?
They will be able to. So
Okay.
When we go to this setup right here, they will get to see this right here.
Are we delayed? Is that what it is?
There is a delay.
Oh.
So they will see that.
Okay, cool. Oh, I like that.
So when we pull up things, you're going to be able to see the setup.
Okay.
And look at us in the forest.
I know.
It's pretty cool. I do like the new setup. Yeah, make sure if you're watching on TikTok, you share this out. Let everybody know what we're doing, where we're where we're at. Thank you, TikTok seller, for the gifts. Thank you for any gifts you guys send. Much appreciated. We don't make any money doing this. So if you can, great. If not, hit the like button. We appreciate all your support. But I will tell you right now, the quality on YouTube, Twitch, Abstract is going to be peak. Okay, like what you're getting on TikTok, poor audio, poor video.
Did you say peak? You're like 40 years old.
I did say peak, and I'm allowed to because I'm a social media influencer.
No.
So
You're
I
almost
have that
100. You
luxury.
don't get to say that. That's a kid
I'm
thing.
allowed to say.
Let me guess, you say cap too?
No cap on this show.
Oh my gosh.
We don't cap here, okay? What we do is we provide the facts, we look into the situation, and then I speculate on things. Like I think it's normal to speculate. There's
No, I get it, but there's a fine line between facts and fiction and probability.
I mean, there should be some storytelling.
Oh, I know, but what I'm saying is that not all stories have been told. Just the stories that people want to hear because it coincides with what they believe or what they want to believe.
Yeah, but I mean, it's okay to embellish a little bit, right? It's okay to understand there are things that we'll never know that won't be explained. And
True.
we can't, we can use science so far, but science only tells us what we already know, right? There are things that we cannot explain, right? Don't forget hashtag FYP, hashtag rabbit hole, hashtag all the different, any hashtag you can think of, throw it out there. And then we will move over to YouTube in just a little bit. This is like the prequel promo mode. I will leave TikTok up, okay? So TikTok will be running, but this is the view you're going to get. So if you want the full shebang, the whole outlook of what it's supposed to be, you need to come over to the rabbit hole.
And just so we're clear, the topic of the day is the moon landing, and we have very different opinions on where we're going with this because there are a lot of different theories that I found. One of the most, the top theories that most people have of the moon landing and alternative theories, and my own theory.
I'll tell you this right now. As far as the moon landing goes, you've heard it all. I'm going to dig a little deeper. I'm gonna go on the deepest rabbit hole tangent you've ever seen in the moon landing. It's going to be a take on the moon landing you never thought, right? Because they said that there's been those one characters that are in Germany. See, we're on TikTok, so we have to be careful.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm just saying that that's what it is. Now, the stuff I can say about the moon landing is the exact thing that's what the government has said. That was what everyone put out. So that I think I can actually talk about and just give a background, especially for the younglings who this wasn't a big deal now because they have all the information on their phone and didn't have to look up anything.
I have crazier theories you haven't heard on the internet before.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to take you down a new rabbit hole you never thought existed.
Can we start with the first one that they came out?
Oh yeah. This is going to be
the normal theory of what happened, and then we can space off to the theory that's mine and is right.
I'm just letting you know, buckle up, chat, because we're going to the moon, right? And we did a crypto show, right? So everybody talks about going to the moon. There's actually a moon behind this setup right here. And that's kind of why I wanted to do the moon landing for the first one. I thought it was a good start for this show.
Especially with the picture we've always had up.
Yeah. Why not talk about the moon landing, right? But I think that it's a good segue from one to the other.
I agree.
So if you are watching on TikTok, make sure you come over to YouTube. We're going to get started. I will leave TikTok up, but you're going to have poor quality for the show. So make sure you come on over. Make sure you share it out, though. We'll keep TikTok up for a little while until we basically have to turn it off because we're going to be saying things that we're not allowed to say.
It's not that. It's just anything that you say against the current anything, we're not allowed to say it because they want to keep the narrative.
I agree. And so that's what's beautiful about having different platforms and not being tethered.
Exactly. YouTube is more free.
Free? Yeah,
ever
I'd
since
say
they lost that
freeze.
lawsuit.
Yeah, free's the right word. Free is the right word.
While it still is free.
Yeah, we can say what we want to say. I keep looking at my mic all funny, like trying to find the right
It's
spot
not
to
an
talk
ice
into.
cream cone. Calm down.
It's so delicious.
Don't. Nope. Mm-mm. Nope.
This is the most tasty.
Nope. That ain't it.
All right, so you want to get started?
That's fine. Okay, so the normal theory, which everybody has been fed, and this is probably in every book that you grew up reading. Apollo 11 took off on July 20th, 1969. Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins flew up to the moon.
Wait a minute. Who's this Michael Collins guy?
He's the one that actually flew it and stayed in the ship to make sure that if things went wrong, he was pretty much gonna leave them there and bring back the
Left
stuff.
for unalived.
He was gonna
leave
bring
them
back all
unalived.
the rocks and stuff and
If-
everything.
If they went.
It was in case nobody knows about him. Really, nobody even talks about him because he wasn't on the moon. But he had to keep the ship there to make sure it didn't go.
Or maybe it was filmed in a Hollywood studio and he was
Or
never
it
there.
wasn't, and he's no. Okay, he ensured the safety of monitoring them on the lunar floor to make sure that they all got home safely. The Apollo mission returned 382 kilograms of moon rocks and dust. Lunar samples reveal features like glass and meteorite impacts, volcanic activity, and things that could never survive on Earth.
Are you telling me that there's volcanoes on the moon?
There could have been, well, not so much volcano. Think about when a meteorite hits and the radiation it gives, and it can give this fake molten effect, very much so like in the New Mexico, Arizona, those kind of places.
I don't know. I'm not buying it.
Okay.
Volcanoes on the moon.
Volcanic activity. Yeah, that's what it says.
Volcanic activity at some point, or
At some point.
Well, hear me out. Okay, so let's break that down a little bit. We have volcanic activity on the Earth because there is a mantle, right?
Correct.
So what you're saying is that there is like tectonic plates and a mantle on the
At
moon
some point.
at some point. So it's
Because
hardened
it
and dried
technically
up,
is a
or-
dead star, right?
Wait,
Like a dead planet, dead star. Like
The
it
moon?
doesn't. Yeah.
I don't know. I think the moon. Well, I don't want to get into that. Yeah. I think it was artificially created and placed strategically by aliens to protect the Earth,
Okay, calm
which
down.
is their experiment
Take a step back.
farm.
Take a step back.
All
Listen.
right, I'm gonna reel it in a
This
little
is
bit.
what the normal theory is. I'm not saying that that's not possible. I'm just telling you what the theory everyone has. And then we had China, India, Japan, Russia all study these rocks, and I'll verify that this is nothing you can find on this planet. So it came from somewhere. Not only that, the Soviet Union could see all the reflectors that were placed by the United States during the moon landing.
But how do you know that?
Because
And
the Soviet Union had everything to gain to be like, oh, they lied. This didn't happen. Because they were in a race with them, and now they're like, oh man, like why wouldn't they blow the whistle on the country they hate the most?
let me pull up a picture of the reflector. Right. So here's the reflector, Chad. So that's what it looks like. There are how many of these on the moon?
As far as I know now, about 12 to 15 that are still workable, but back then it was like 4 or 5. And not only that, I have one of the pictures that where you can actually still see the flagpoles. There's 3 left sticking up from when different people went to the moon.
All right, we'll get to that image next. But
But
let's talk about this. Look at this image, chat. Does this not look like something that an unmanned craft could have left in place? We have a rover, don't we?
they didn't have them like that back then. That's not. But look at. It's like set down like you were to put down a stereo. There's no.
I mean, but
it's not going to go
there could have been
anywhere.
like some mechanical arm thing that reaches out and places it, right? Like, and
There were no other shuttles that were sent from there to have done that were successful.
that we know of.
That we would have saw that somebody would have caught a glance of some
I mean,
fire
how many
coming out of
rockets have they
a
set
rocket.
off? They've set off so many rockets at
do
some
you know?
point.
How do you know? Did you see it?
Because we seen it.
No, but did you see it?
I mean,
But back then, that's what they saw. I mean, I feel like you would see a fiery, Bernie shuttle coming out of the sky, and it would have been reported.
I don't even think the shuttle never went to space.
Everyone else saw it. Everyone in
They
the
saw it go up in the air.
No, but listen
did it
from
go to the
perspective.
moon? The shuttle never went to the moon.
I think it did.
Then we'd have another moon landing.
There have been. Just
Lies.
not in the way that we think.
Lies.
Just not in the way that we think. That's
So
what I
like
said.
they went there and they like orbited the
They
moon
left
and then came
stuff
back.
on it, yes.
Yeah, and they left stuff like these
That was 'cause
reflectors.
that's what we did, and they had to do what we did. And not only that, other countries still use those same reflectors.
I believe it, but did a man put that there or some robotic AI arm thing
And
by
that's
Elon
the
Musk?
alternative theories is that the alien prevention of nuclear war, Apollo 14, the sixth man to be on the moon. Again, not the first time. A lot of stuff I didn't understand,
Wait,
and
the
now I know
sixth man?
from Apollo 14. This isn't like a first time occurrence. It's just the only time it was publicized because they don't want us to know what's going on the moon, and that is where I'm headed with that. But their thing was to believe that extraterrestrials intervened to prevent nuclear war between the U.S. and the Soviet Union.
Whoa. You just went from we've had like 7 moon landings to aliens.
Yeah, because how else would we have that technology to get there?
I believe
When
it.
was Roswell?
How
Bring
did
it
we
up.
get there? I think the aliens took them there.
What?
And that's why it was faked in the Hollywood studio, because they had to explain how they got there, because they brought all those kilotons of whatever moon rocks back. There had to be a way to explain that to the public. Oh yeah, we totally built this piece of crap rocket thing and it totally took people through the
That maybe, but when did Roswell happen? 1947.
Sure.
And after
I
that,
believe it.
we started developing within the next 5 years stronger, more interesting technology that never been seen before. 1963. JFK decided we were going to the moon. And how would he know we had that kind of technology 6 years later? The big rocket goes to the moon. And how, after Roswell, after all of that, after all these newer inventions, computers, and all of it, how did we get that technology?
I mean, I believe that. I don't think that any of this is human technology. Look at the advancements of technology from World War II until now in such a short period of time. We just went leaps and bounds, so it seems like something of alien origin.
Well, since that you said that about World War II, that was the big thing with the Nazi army, which I don't know if I'm allowed to say. And eventually,
Segue in.
Okay, so after World War II, German scientists, I don't think people really understand how brilliant they were. They were also stolen all across the world, but they were brilliant. And they're the only ones who came close to any type of like time travel, traveling through space.
I think they did invent time travel.
Well, and here's the thing. They are the only ones who developed, when we got there, they had advanced flying saucers, top secret facilities that they said that they had on the moon. Like, that came from World War II. And that, Hitler faked his own death and lived out his days in lunar hideout.
I believe that, okay? Because we know that the moon is hollow. Right? So they sent a nuke to the moon and blew it up, and it rung like a bell. And this is how they were able to.
The bell. That's what it was called.
So they were able to know that it basically was hollow, right? And that's why they call it the bell, because they knew it was hollow. So there may be some type of cavern system or like openings inside. And what they did was they built something inside in the center of the moon, just like they have here on Earth.
That's funny you said bell. So the bell that was in Nazi Germany, that was Hitler's baby and had the highest amount of scientists on it, was the time machine, and it was never found. but all the pieces, all the equipment and all of it was still there, but the bell was gone. It's an actual thing of part of World War II.
Wait, so this bell thing is a time machine?
That's what they said. Now, granted, we have no idea. That sounds crazy for the 1940s, but
I thought it was a DeLorean.
No. Oh wait, Back to the Future. Is that what you're talking about?
That's what I'm talking
Okay.
about.
Look,
I'm being attacked by something.
I'm not as old as you. What is it?
There's something attacking me, chat.
Okay, and that leads to there have been how did you not know there were multiple astronauts that landed on the moon?
I thought it was just the 3.
A lot of people think that. There's only one that's been shown,
Okay,
but
what
there's
proof
multiple people.
do you have of this?
All the different countries that said they saw them go.
But why wouldn't they film it? Why wouldn't there be this is
They already did it
moon
once.
landing?
How many times do you need them to do it again? Because they're doing stuff they don't want you to see, like colonizing it. How would you know?
So you think Elon Musk has a bunch of the humanoid robots up there building a underground facility, and that's why they have the electric cars, so that they need to be able to move where there's,
I think that, honestly, like, from my opinion, I think that the moon already was colonized.
when we
But
got
just
there.
on the dark side of it.
Yeah, I think it was colonized by aliens.
It's in Elon's best interest to colonize on Mars, which is already happening.
We got there and we found that the insectoid aliens were already there. They'd been living on the dark side of the moon or inside the moon the entire time. Maybe that's when we made first contact with them, is we went to the moon. I think we made first contact before. I think the aliens knew that we were developing new technologies, we were developing nuclear capabilities, and what happened is they saw that, they started investigating us. They colonized the moon so that they could keep an eye on us, right? And make sure, okay, let's make sure they don't get out of hand. But the Galactic Federation has rules that they cannot.
That is way out there.
Why not?
You're
right?
talking about some made up, Star Trek kind of deal. Okay. During COVID, not that I trust the government in any way, shape, or form, but during COVID, while we're all locked up, stressing for our lives, what did the government come out and say? And no one cared.
Aliens.
Right. That we've always had aliens, they all
No one
existed,
cares.
and no one cared. Because we already knew.
We already
right?
knew.
But how far back? And when did we develop that technology? Pull up that last picture.
Let me see here. Whoops. This one?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see here. How do we zoom in on it? Oh, that's easy.
Okay. So looking at that picture, you can see the growth from where it is the middle 1950s to
Mhm.
2000. So we went to that and straight up right after Roswell.
Yeah.
Right after Roswell, when they said there
What is
was no
this?
aliens. 2400 BC.
And what am I looking at? Here?
The Egyptian and Greek,
Okay, so that's Egyptian,
like the
Greek.
Colosseum.
Okay, and this is
How we worked from one way to another. So like Galileo, all those kind of things.
and then we got like the car.
Not even that. The
and-
buggy wasn't even until the early 1800s.
Right, we got the
Phone,
phone.
early 1800s. So
and
the
then it
rest
looks
on
like
the
the
other
TV,
side, right?
the airplane,
And all these things happened right after Roswell.
and even now we have social media and smartphones, and
Do you really think mankind, and depending on where you think you're religious or not, was able to produce that and make a huge turnaround in 50 years?
absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely.
When the world's
Look,
like
it was flatlined.
5,000 years old.
It was flatlined
people.
for like 1,000 something years.
Yeah.
Flatlined.
Where did
completely.
that technology come from? Because it wasn't here. I'm not saying
That's
that.
I'm with you. I believe the aliens gave us the technology. I don't think that we did it on our own, and I think that maybe the aliens
Or
have
some entity, for that
right
matter.
or something, right?
Right.
And the fact they say that, oh well, we can't go to the moon now, right? We don't have the telemetry, we don't have the information, it's been lost or whatever. I think it's because we went to the moon, we got the moon rock samples and stuff, and we've been there, but the aliens took us there, right?
Yeah.
And we got the samples back, and then they had to film it in Hollywood in a studio in order to explain to the public, how did we get these moon rocks?
I disagree.
I
I think they took them up there.
I've got a
Look at the camera
lab
angles.
full of scientists, right? And I got all these rocks, okay? And I got to explain to these scientists where the rocks came from. Well, what better way than to fake the moon landing?
No. Or they took them up there themselves. That doesn't make any sense. If you watch any of the videos or even see the footage, and I'm sure a lot of people have, and they're like, oh, that's doctored. But if you look at it from a scientific perspective, how they act, the way the flag doesn't actually wave, it just is crunched because it isn't the same like it is. There's no wind up there. It all makes sense. We just didn't get there on our own. That's the difference.
So do you think they took us there, or they gave us the technology that took us there?
Either or. But I think they were already on there.
I think it's
I think that's
irrelevant.
what no, because then the dark side of the moon.
No, what I mean is, I think it's irrelevant whether they took us there or if they gave us the technology which took us there. Either way, aliens exist in that scenario, and we didn't get to the moon on our own volition.
Or we could have, if we stole all of Hitler's technology.
So where did Hitler get the technology from?
That's a great question. I have no idea. That
So-
I don't understand. But he had the top-notch scientist in the world.
I do know this, that Hitler was like obsessed with the occult
Yes.
and with like different like spiritual and supernatural things. So like what was the movie where they were like looking for the spearhead that pierced Jesus's side, and it had like supernatural properties? What movie was that?
I have no idea.
There was a movie, chat. Someone help me out. The Grill Society. Somebody has to know what movie this was. But anyway, it was a known thing that Hitler was searching out these technologies, and he was open to the idea of science and spirituality and things that we can't understand. He was trying to harness any energy or thing he could in order to take over and dominate the world. So that does make sense. The Spear of Destiny. Yes, that is it.
Oh my goodness.
Bellstar for the win. And don't forget, if you're watching on TikTok, make sure you come over to YouTube. That's where the real show is happening. That's where you're going to get the quality audio and video. And it's not just the camera pointed at my ugly mug. You get to see Jessie sitting right next to me. She's right here, but you can't see her.
I'm boycotting TikTok.
Yeah. We love TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop is incredible, and we love everything about TikTok Shop. And for those of you watching on YouTube, I'm being hyperbolic.
Okay, so then what are your theories of what's happening on the dark side of the moon? Because I have those too.
Okay, I think there's either like a secret moon base, or maybe it's frozen like glaciers and there's like water there or something. Maybe I've heard where it's basically the front face of it is an artificial to look natural, and the back it's actually like an orbiting like space satellite thing that was developed by the aliens in order to protect us from like asteroids and things like that. I've also heard that the moon was probably made and placed where it's at because it's too perfect. Okay, it's the perfect size, it's at the perfect distance in order to protect the Earth.
It's very misshapen.
I know that it's misshapen, but what I'm saying is it's just perfectly right to sustain life on Earth. That's what I'm trying to say. It's either that it just happened to work out right that way, and that's why there's not so much life out in
Big Bang Theory.
Yes, but maybe the aliens placed it there you know, with like a tractor beam. They got their little spaceship and they got their little tractor beam and they move this big
So
rock.
are
and-
we just like the people in a mousetrap? Like we're just
Yeah.
like scientific
I
experiments?
think it's a food farm. I think it's a food farm. We're freaking cattle. We're being raised.
Then why give us the technology that eventually we could use against them? If you believe that, why give us the
it's
technology?
primitive, subpar
To them?
to them. Yes, they have the tech. They only give us the technology that gives us enough to where it can. They can use us as, I can't say the S word, but to do their bidding for them, right? And then it's just enough technology to where whatever technology they have, it's going to be better. Think of it like this: is the U.S. has like F-15s and they have F-27s, right? They give the F-15s to other countries, but we don't give out the F-27 because the F-27 can take down the F-15.
So we're not mentally capable as human beings to be as smart as anything other life forms?
It's like a process. It takes time to develop and create, and they monitor us so that they will know if we were getting too far, and then they could basically just come and wipe us out with like an Armageddon or a flood or some type of thing to make us start all over and then do it all over again.
You really? So with that narrative, then there's no religion, right?
I mean, I'm just spitballing here.
No, I know. And now I'm asking questions. So if that's the theory, and you went pretty hard for that.
Or
there's
aliens
no
are
religion.
the religion. Maybe the aliens are what people believe in religion is a representation of those things. Or maybe it is something spiritual and benevolent, and we're just. I think that whether you want to call it alien, spirit, God, different things, I think they're just different words that we use to explain things that we don't understand.
No, I completely agree with that because it makes you feel comfortable thinking that there's something behind it than chaos in general. I
Right.
get that. But that also doesn't make sense because what we're talking about is the only way we could have gotten to the moon was with help. Right? We were in a stagnant. We were all fighting the space race, correct? With Russia and everyone else. How did it not happen? Why would they lie? Why would all these countries who hate us lie? And if that was the case, were they all in a conspiracy? Are like, we know it's aliens, but if we open our mouth, we might not get any more of their technology.
Or maybe the aliens put brain probes in all the people so that way the leaders of the different countries would go with the flow and not ruffle any feathers. Because they have to be silent because they need to slowly pick from the cattle. Like, you don't just harvest all the cattle on the farm. You allow some of them to stay so that they can procreate.
Okay. But let's go to your theory because you made me listen to
I
that
have all
book.
the theories.
Behold a pale horse theory of
Okay.
his theory of the moon and the aliens.
Yeah, chat, if you have not read Behold a Pale Horse, make sure you join my Discord. I have it posted there under the section Knowledge. And if you have any other books that you think that we should be reading, post them there, #knowledge in my Discord. The link is in my bio. Just click the link and you can join the Discord there.
So
I'm done
you
showing.
made me listen to it. What was his theory about Eisenhower making a deal with the aliens in exchange for technology for us to do all these things that we've done since Roswell?
Yes, and it was also said that the aliens were supposed to only deal with the United States, but they were making deals with other countries. Why wouldn't they possibly say, hey, you've got to do this and you can't say that and you can't question whatever happens because they have a certain narrative that they want to push. And that's what everyone has to stick to. And they're terrified because there are these things that can just zap them with a ray gun and then poof, you're gone. You know what I mean?
That's a stereotype. Okay?
I'm just saying, like,
It's a stereotype.
but
That's like saying
if
I love
you're a
salsa.
human being, okay, and there's this being that has superior technology to anything you do and says you better do what we tell you to or else I'm gonna assume they have a ray gun that can melt me, like in Mars Attacks. Okay, like that's just me. I'm gonna say, you know what? I probably should do whatever they say because they can melt my brain.
So call their bluff.
What do you mean call their bluff?
Call their bluff.
How do you fight?
You would? How would you? What? I could be like have like a pretend, pew pew behind a jacket, and you're just gonna.
So
roll
you want
over?
to test that theory?
I do. I would.
I don't know.
Absolutely would.
I think that the people that are in power want to stay in power, and they're like, you know what, I'm just going to play by the rules, and that way things will be manipulated in my favor. And obviously it seems like they've manipulated all sides, and that's why we're seeing, I think, the world we're seeing today. But
do you think that they were preparing? That's the whole point of landing on the moon, to see if they could sustain life, because they knew we were messing up down here.
No, I think they're farming us. I think we're food. That seems to be the most logical scenario. Okay, like if we're here, we're an experiment or whatever. We're food. They gotta eat something. There's something on our planet, or it's us ourselves, that they need to sustain life. What are they eating out there?
They could be like freaking vegetarians. We don't know.
Well, but they're like mutilating cows and
Can you
abducting dudes in lumberjacks in the forest.
Didn't you dissect frogs and pigs in high school?
I did.
You did. Why?
Because
Why'd
I
you
was
do
hungry.
that? No, that
it was
wasn't
right
it.
before lunch,
No.
and I needed to eat. And I was like, you know what? This looks like a
You're
nice
not gonna
meal.
like where I'm going with this. Did you or did you not?
I did. I was
Why?
forced to. I
Why?
did not want to.
Why did they make us do that?
They wanted us to learn the inner workings of the frog.
So you might find some sliced up cows and deer and stuff like that to
Okay,
study.
so they're
and,
studying us, right?
Right. If that's the case.
Then what are they eating?
Plants? We don't know.
Right, they got to be
We're
some
like-
sort of food source. What if it's gold?
Osmosis.
What if it's gold and they're eating all the gold right now, and that's why the price of gold is just skyrocketing?
That's not why.
And we have to switch to crypto, and we have a
said the C
fiat
word.
backed.
You said the C word.
I'm just saying, like, maybe that's why is they're like, we have to get off the gold standard and we have to go to fiat or digital currency because the aliens need to eat the gold. They're hungry.
If we are just a science experiment, it doesn't matter. None of it matters, right?
I'm just saying.
No, that one.
It lines up with the timeline.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, what was it, like the 1930s or whatever, that they switched from the gold standard?
I think it was 1916 actually to 1930. Yes.
Yeah,
people started
but it was like
switching over.
officially in like what 1933 or something. So that kind of lines up with everything happening. Maybe they're here to mine our gold.
Most of the, like, I know what you're saying, because every movie that has to do with any of those things always has to do with some sort of farming something from our planet.
I mean, it's just the most logical thing. Okay, you're in a spacecraft, right? We're in a spacecraft, and we're traveling through the galaxy. We have limited resources. When we get to a new place, what do we have to do? Extract resources. Otherwise, because we deplete resources as we go along.
Okay.
So if they're meat-eating beings, they're probably packaging us up into freezers.
Okay, but see, I understand what you're saying, and that kind of makes sense. But on any journey, don't you bring your own freaking food? Like, I don't go camping in the forest and be like, you know what? I'm just going to see what happens.
Right, but if I'm traveling across the universe,
You
right?
have food.
Let's think about it this way, okay? If I've got an RV and I'm traveling from one side of the country to the other, I have to stop along the way for more resources. I have to get more fuel. I have to get more food. I have to get more drink.
Right.
Right? So what if this is not the end destination? It's a stop along the way to the next destination.
If first of all, they have better technology than we do. If they're able to go across the universe. Second of all, if that was the case, they wouldn't need any of our resources.
So it's like Star Trek, where they just tell the
You're
computer,
the one who started
computer,
down the Star Trek
make me a
route.
cheeseburger.
Now that's
computer,
how my brain is going.
I'm hungry. Computer, make me a
No.
cheeseburger.
No, because remember in the video, and I'm sure everyone's watched it with the moon landing, he goes, "What's that?" And it cuts out for a good 30 seconds. A little bit more, actually. He said, "What is that?" And the video just goes off. And then when it comes back on, they're happy and playing again.
It was the aliens,
No, you can't say.
because the probing.
No. Now, see, you went to a joke because I'm right. I'm right. What there had to be something there, or either on the other side of the moon, and they just weren't allowed to know. And that goes back to my theory that it wasn't our technology. That we did go. It wasn't our technology to get there.
I think it wasn't our technology. I think none of the technology we're using right now is our technology. We've gotten it from another source, and we're learning how to use and manipulate it and create and do more things with it. But I think they were just like, here's a little bit of this, okay? Enjoy that and have fun, and we get to do whatever we want.
Why then, and you see back in the Colosseum days in 2400 BC, why did they have better technology than they did in about 500 BC? They
Because
couldn't
the aliens-
replicate it.
I think
That's what I'm saying. Like, do they come here and they're like, let's mess with them a little bit, and then they leave?
Well, let's rewind even more. Okay. So in the early BCs, right?
Mhm.
They believed in like the gods and all these
Yeah, there
different
were
things,
multiple
right?
deities.
So what if that's because whatever these aliens or deities or whatever they are, whatever you want to classify them as, came to Earth, right? Extracted resources, okay, and basically caused the fall of mankind, and right now we're in a post-apocalyptic world. Like the world was more advanced and more like it is today back then. Or maybe it wasn't. They came and extracted resources and they said, wait a minute, we extracted too much. We need to give them resources so that they can develop something that we need. Or maybe they came back now, they went back then. Obviously, something came to the earth back then, right?
Why do I get in a rabbit hole? Please stop. Thanks. No. So, no, but okay. So I get what
But
you're
what
saying.
I'm saying is maybe what happened is at some point they were like, look, we need this and we don't want to take the time and energy to make it happen. Why don't we give them this little sprinkle and then they'll do it for us.
I'm gonna get some strays,
and we
bro.
get to kick back and hang out and have smoothies.
I
What?
can imagine being in the Colosseum and having a smoothie.
That's
But
just
what I'm
crazy,
saying
man.
is that with that theory,
That's a change real quick.
there can be religion was made up, deities were made up, all of it was made up, and we're just a science experiment if you go by that theory and logic.
What if mankind just developed technology to a point where it just like AI, right? So we've developed
Who do you
this.
think gave us that?
What I'm saying is what if we did produce it, okay? And we produced this AI. AI is getting smarter, compounded upon itself because it's moving faster, it's thinking faster, it's learning faster, it's producing faster. Could that not explain the same boom of upward technology of we finally discovered this one thing that set a whole lifetime of technology in motion?
Okay, yes and no, but when did that kickoff happen? When did it happen?
Right when the aliens came.
When Roswell happened, and that's what they think. They think they took these spaceship, reverse engineered them, and that's how we made it to the moon with that technology.
Or maybe they crashed here.
They did.
And it was an accident. They were trying to extract resources for their little
But
journey.
it's not the only crash that's
They
on
stopped
record.
at 7-Eleven. They grabbed
Oh my gosh.
some tortilla chips and maybe a hot dog
Why is
and a
everything
slushie.
a snack with you and your
Because I'm
slushies?
hungry. Okay.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is we're 7-Eleven. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
7-Eleven.
We're 7-Eleven gas station. We're extra mile. All right.
Sure.
Okay.
Get our
Aliens
slushies.
pull up. and they're just like, hey, we're gonna pull up, we're gonna pump a little gas, we're gonna grab a bag of chips, and we're out. All
Okay.
right. Well, they go to check the oil in the RV.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, we're out of oil.
Uh-huh.
We're stuck here. What do we do?
Right.
We need mankind to produce oil.
So what? They just needed a hit of oil and they took off, and then we're like, wait.
That's what I'm saying. So like they needed a resource, and in order to get that resource without exposing themselves, freaking people out, and doing the work themselves, they said, hey, we can manipulate these idiots into doing it for us. And so they said, here's a little sprinkle, and go produce oil and gold for us.
But that's not what's happening. We're using it.
Are we though?
Yeah, oil. Yeah,
But
look around.
we have more oil than
Zoom out.
yeah, but they say that we don't have enough oil to sustain, but there's
No, because we use too much of it.
but there's more oil than we could ever use in our lifetime. So maybe the
What? Wait, no, you went off center there.
no.
That's not true. Who told
Yes,
you that?
It's so
Who
very
told
true.
you that?
They say that. See, that's a manipulated thing that you've been told, because it is true, but they don't count for other reserves that are shut down. They go based off of what is available to us. There's actually more available to us. We just don't access it.
So in an infinite world, it would be infinite, is what you're saying.
No, what I'm saying is I think there's a reason why we're not allowed to access the full amount of the resources, and we're only allowed to have this little bit of resources right here, because the aliens need the other resources, because they need to fill up the tank and they need to hit the road.
So like, behold a pale horse, we made a deal. And we can't go back.
Yes, and if there's any aliens watching out there, please, I'd like to hitchhike. I got my thumb out. Please get me out of here, okay? If you want to do the butt stuff, we can work something out, but I'd like to keep that off the table. But let's work something out, okay? Let's work something out.
He's lying. He'll do anything.
I'll try anything twice, okay? If we can keep the butt stuff off the table, I'm down. Take me on the road. Otherwise, we're gonna have to talk, because I don't know if I'm down like that.
How did that even come to? Is that like just
Because the aliens do the butt probe thing.
just because humans do some weird butt stuff does not mean every other
It's okay.
every other
If you
entity
look at
does.
all the different,
I read the Bible. That ain't in there.
Okay, what I'm talking about is people have said they've been abducted, right?
Right.
They're just like, hey, this happened to me. I was abducted. This is my story. This is what happened, right? And there's like been several, like some are like, oh, they stuck something up my nose. There are several that said they stuck something up their, you know who.
Maybe they were just like trying to make an excuse and explain to their wives why they were hurting, and they
Why
just
they had
made up the
anal
alien.
trauma?
Yeah, what alien trauma?
Aliens.
I don't know
chat.
how we got to this, but I'm just saying, like, that sounds like a confused husband who was like, oh man, I gotta tell my wife something and why I was gone for 2 days, and that's the story he came up with. That's
not
what that
buying it.
sounds like.
I think, just like you were saying, is how they dissected the cows and the cattle and the things, and dissecting frogs, right? People needed to be studied.
Okay, but
So that it was a study.
and that's were they here to either help us or hurt us? And that's the thing.
I
Or
think
both.
they're stopping at 7-Eleven. Are you there to hurt the guy at the register at 7-Eleven? Only if you're robbing the place.
Okay,
So
but
I think what it turned into was a routine stop for gas and chips, and they had catastrophic engine failure. Now they're robbing the guy behind the counter, emptying out the register, and about to jump in the Cadillac that's parked in the front.
I don't.
That's what I think. Tell me I'm wrong, chat.
Here's the
Prove
thing.
me wrong.
As
Prove
technology,
me wrong.
that give if this and the only reason it makes sense to me is because of the timeline. You can see it right there. The timeline clearly shows that we did not start creating things at a very high level until 1947
'Cause they got
up
a little
until
sprinkle
1969.
Little sprinkle
But what
spring.
I'm saying is it to help us and maybe push us in the right direction? Because look, we were taking way too long to develop anything because humans are kind of stupid. So look, that's 3,000 years of nothing, no progress, no anything. And they were looking at us like, maybe we should help them out.
Have you ever played Civilization?
I have played Risk.
You in Civilization, you're growing from, you know, starting fire and war with sticks and rocks all the way to launching a
Like
shuttle into
barbarians
space,
to
right?
civilians.
Right. So, like, there was a time where I played the game and I didn't quite understand the game very well. All right, so my first time around, I was fighting with sticks and stones, and there was tanks rolling up in my backyard. So my civilization was underdeveloped, okay? But once I learned how to play the game and use it more strategically, then I was able to play it and master and be a power structure in the world, right? But it took knowledge in order to do that. So it is a possibility that they did give us knowledge in order to boost us up from using sticks and stones, right? And maybe that's for the sole purpose of adding us to the Galactic Federation. But the thing is they cannot.
You're just not. You're not going to get away from that,
They
are you?
cannot interfere with
Star
us. They can
Trek.
give us a little sprinkle, but they can't interfere. They have laws and rules that they have to abide by, right? So, in order for them to actually come forward and say, "Hey, we want you in the Galactic Federation," we have to become a one world government, because our planet would be the state in a vast, you know, majority of other planets all over the galaxy, all over the universe, not just the galaxy. So
But wouldn't that still be interference?
that's why
Can't sprinkle.
they have to let us naturally do that.
If you put sprinkles on a cupcake, you can't unsprinkle
Well,
it.
I think there are rules that they have to abide by. And I think that what they're doing is they're like policing us. So we've created nuclear technology because of World War II, which is around the time things started happening, and we started seeing the sightings. We saw where all of the nuclear facilities across the world all shut down at once by something. No one knows what did it. So it's a possibility that they are here to observe us, learn from us a little bit, and help us to grow enlightenment so that we can join the Galactic Federation.
If that
But
exists.
they have to come in and say, whoa, hit the brakes, y'all be blowing each other up. All right, you can't be scorching the earth here. Okay, you can't be lighting matches at the gas pump because we're trying to fill up our tank right now.
But okay, that still doesn't make any sense.
Why?
Because you're saying, oh, they're giving us this technology so we can join. If they've been watching the human race, then they knew what direction it was going. So if that is the case and they're creating all this nuclear, at any time they could come in and stop it, right?
I think they could. I think
They
at any
haven't.
time, because I think they have rules. They cannot interfere
It's like
unless it's for
can't
our
be both.
safety.
It can't be both.
Or maybe they want to eat us and they can't have us be radiated. They need fresh meat. You know, you can't take the meat.
Did you really just say that?
You can't take the meat.
Are we steak? Did we just become steak?
I think we're steak.
I don't think we're steak, but
I think we're steak.
you understand how that can't work. It can't be both. Either they gave us technology or they're waiting for us to evolve enough to be part of it. It can't be both, because then that's still interfering.
Okay, let's go back to 7-Eleven. Okay,
Oh my gosh.
my
you're
RV
just
breaks down.
hungry.
I pull up to 7-Eleven. I'm there to get gas and chips, but
Okay.
the RV breaks down. Okay, and I need to fix it, but I have the part to fix it, right? But I need to fill the tank. I need to fill get some water. I need to take the dogs out to go poop. I need to do all the different things, right?
What kind of alien are you?
I'm just saying, like, think
that
of
makes
it as
no
like,
sense.
no, you're supposed to be putting your mind in the thought of if
That's
I'm
a human thought.
right, but you're traveling cross country in an RV. It is the same. It's akin to aliens with superior technology traveling across the galaxy. This is what I'm trying to say. So think about this. If you're in an RV and you pull up and you need gas and chips, okay, but you find out that you're low on oil and you need new spark plugs or whatever it is that's wrong with it, right? There's something wrong with it.
You think it'd be here on Earth?
I've got to walk the dogs and take them to poop and pee.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I gotta let all the kids go to the bathroom and run around and pick flowers and stuff. Okay, I got things I gotta do, right? I don't want to get greasy under the hood right now. I'm in my nice shirt, you know, and I gotta
I
wear.
need you to get to your point.
I gotta
real
wear
quick.
this shirt across the galaxy.
It
Okay,
is very intricate.
so why would I do it myself when I have a whole race of people that would be gladly able to do the hard work for me just to get to understand some of the technology? So if there's something that needs to be done with the RV, the mechanic that is at the gas station may not work on RVs, but I'm just like, hey, here's the part. This is what I need you to do. Get it done for me.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's 7-Eleven.
No, get
Earth
off
is
the
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven. Because the reality is resources on all planets are completely different. Whether it goes to radioactive, volcanic, the amount of gravity, all of it is different. And the reality is that if they came here, nothing we have is beneficial to them. That's just a fact.
Or they're
that
hungry.
the things that are on Mars are not here, and the things that are here aren't really on
Who
Mars.
said they're from Mars?
What I'm saying is, in the wider sense, every planet, and this, we only know what's in our galaxy and our solar system. But my thing is, in other planets, they're not made the same way. They're not going to have the same resources. Why in any world would they come here without having enough to get back? Because we're not going to have what they need. They need something else.
Because shit happens.
That's that is.
Sometimes
me
you gotta
an
let the
actual
dog
answer.
out to go poop.
Give me an actual answer.
Sometimes you gotta let the dogs out to go poop.
No, because
You
that's
gotta
not,
stop
that's
and grab a bag of chips.
illogical. If they're really a higher species, that's completely illogical that they would
Or
make
maybe
that
they
mistake.
planned that, hey, we're gonna stop at 7-Eleven 4 or 5 times along the way. Let's see here. Meet Damon says, what if the UFO crashes were alien teenagers crashing daddy's UFO after going for a joyride? I think you're right. And they showed up at 7-Eleven and were like, hey,
Oh, he's behind the slushy
Can-
idea.
can you help me out?
was
My
the
dad's
slushy.
gonna be so mad. I will totally give you my cell phone. I know you don't know what that
Don't
is,
tell, man.
but
Don't tell.
just don't tell my dad I
Learn
took
how
his.
to make a cell phone. Make this for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, exactly. Here's some technology. Fix my shit. I'm gonna be in trouble. That's what I think. I mean, that's actually a great analogy. That lines up with the 7-Eleven idea. Earth is 7-Eleven,
No.
and we're the steaks in the freezer.
No. That's
Yes.
That's not it. Then it that doesn't make sense because of your interference argument. It can't be both. I believe that
I think they're allowed to interfere to a point. I think it lines up with your thing and it lines up with my thing. They're allowed to give us just enough to get the boost, but they're not allowed to reveal themselves to the public and the population. It has to happen organically and naturally. They have to create it, right? And then the only time they can step in and stop us is if we're trying to blow each other up.
I think they're still here.
I think they are here. I think they're still broke down at 7-Eleven.
No, I think they're in the tunnels
They're in the tunnels.
where nobody can see. How many tunnels have been, and you can look up all you want.
I mean, there's got to be a reason why we're not allowed down there. Only
because
like
we're not
certain
going to be
people.
saved when the freaking when everybody blows everybody up.
I mean, I've
gonna
been
be
in
a
there, but
select
I had to
few.
have, special clearance to get
You
in.
not anymore because they don't like you.
I have to send my moles in there.
For
No
moles.
pun intended.
As long as
I
it's
have
not somewhere
moles.
weird. But think about it. All the underground tunnels, who are they protecting themselves from?
It's an
The
alien
actual
fugitive
people
getting
around-
chased by aliens.
It,
That's what Meet Damon says. It's a fugitive. It's Rick and Morty. Rick is crashed on the planet and he's about to get resources. When has Rick ever been like, here's some technology, make this happen for me? I'm lazy. It's Rick and Morty.
So cartoon is your source.
Yes.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't considered that.
I'm here to
So
speculate.
Stewie Griffin has a time machine. Do you see how that doesn't work?
I mean, when I was his age, I had a time machine.
No.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. No.
I did.
It's just not realistic. Like in a factual
Okay.
way.
So
It's
what
not
is the
realistic.
most,
Computers.
in your opinion,
Okay.
what is the most realistic scenario?
They landed in Roswell, and it's been continued since then. Crashes in Utah, Montana, Arizona, New Mexico, and plenty in California. And can be seen in San Diego. If you look it up, the red lights, which is a program to discredit that there's aliens that exist. And so
Why would there be a program?
to hide it,
Okay.
because that's where they're getting their technology from. Humans are arrogant. They have an ego. They want to be the first to do anything. So my thing is that we have some sort of pact. We'll give you technology. We're going to take your humans.
TikTok seller says, why the U.S.?
It's not just the U.S.
I think
It's all over the world.
I think they told us that it was going to be just the U.S., but they went everywhere.
They went. You
they're
can look it up.
playing
It's
under the
everywhere.
table.
It's
Yeah,
absolutely
they're
everywhere.
making deals under all the tables and with all the different people.
And that was part of Behold a Pale Horse, was that the United States didn't know that they had all these deals with Russia, India, China, Japan, and then they were like, wait a second, but you can't fight something that's stronger than you, so you just let it happen. When it comes to the world, the weakest one always stands back.
So do you think they're nefarious or they're just
I think they're
self-preserving?
like a teenager. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's very self-serving, but also somewhat with a conscience.
Teenager crashed their dad's UFO?
That's not what I
think
meant.
that's it.
But that's stuck in my head.
Meet Damon for the win.
No. Teenagers did not crash, and they're like, shoot, my dad's gonna find out, and here's technology, don't tell. Because there's actual people who have been silenced, and not just in a way of they passed away at old age. They're gone. Accidental crashes, weird, suspicious unaliving, themselves. None of it makes sense.
I'll tell you what does make sense is that we are living in a world where basically we're looking for a one world government, a world superpower. And right now we have, the US, China, Russia, Israel trying to dominate that space, right? And I think in order to join the Galactic Federation, one of them has to win.
Here's the whole point of this conversation, is that we had help, we got to the moon, we were actually on the moon with help from whatever you want to call it, an outside source. And now to tell, like, all these people were lying, every single person in that room was lying. Buzz Aldrin, Michael Collins, they were all lying. Can you imagine skipping a rock 7 times and the whole world watched? And then after you skip that rock, they're like, didn't happen.
I've skipped a rock 7 times.
But I'm saying didn't happen. Wouldn't that suck? Like, you're on the moon, you do this incredible thing, and you leave footprints and flags, and then these kids are like, didn't happen, because it doesn't make sense to me. That's so insulting. I would be upset.
I'll tell you what.
So upset.
So let's reel it back in from aliens into the moon landing, and let's get into the thick of it, right? Did we go to the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. How do I get rid of this thing? How do I get rid of this? It won't let. We don't need this one anymore, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So
That's still on the moon, by the way.
Oh, here we go. We slideshow.
Yeah.
So, did we go to the moon? Is the question, right?
Hmm.
That's not it. Okay.
That's where the poles still are.
Okay. They can't see it. We
Okay.
can. Okay. So let's talk about the moon landing. Did we go to the moon?
Yes.
After what I've seen, I say yes.
Yeah.
We went to the moon.
But why do you think we went to the moon?
I think aliens gave us the technology to
Correct.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way.
Are we reverse engineered it?
And here's the reason why I say aliens. This image right here. Chat, look at this right here. Let me pull it up for you guys. This is why. Okay. Computers at that time, this entire room is one supercomputer.
Correct.
And my phone today has more processing power than that entire room right now. We did not have the mathematical capability in computers at that time. Something had to. Now, they did say, and what I learned is that they were doing it by hand on paper and not.
No, but look at that. That's from 10 years before, 5 years before, nothing like that existed. Nothing. Not even close.
Right.
They had the technology.
I just
But
don't.
where did it come from?
I just don't see how they got to the moon with that processing power. It seems like too much guesswork, too much room for human error. They had to literally, their explanation for this, NASA's explanation for the reason that the computer, they admit that their computers do not have the processing power in order to make this happen. And their explanation for that is that they did it by hand. I think something else had a hand in this.
Right.
This is just the facade, and they actually had something more technologically advanced that was really working behind the curtain.
But I think that the mission wasn't just to go to the moon. I think it was to research what was on the other side or something that they thought was there.
Or maybe the Earth is 7-Eleven and
Oh my
the RV is
gosh.
broke down the road
On the dark
moon.
side of the moon, and we have to go help.
Yeah,
Do you no? Not everything's 7-Eleven.
it's 7-Eleven.
No, it's not.
It's 7-Eleven, chat.
No, it's not 7-Eleven. The more realistic thing is that they're helping us, not us helping them. That makes zero sense.
Are they really helping though?
If they're not,
Is it from a
our,
nefarious
if our
helping? Because like I can help you. I can say, hey, oh, you're in a lot of pain here. Take these pills and they will help the pain so much. But now you're addicted to them and I can nefariously,
exactly,
suck resources.
but
from
but I don't have anything you want. That's what I'm saying. If that's the
I'm
case,
sure you got something I want.
oh my gosh, listen.
I
What
will
I'm
find
saying is that
something.
we have nothing to give them. They have everything to gain. So it could be nefarious.
Unless they're at 7-Eleven, they need a bag of chips and they're
No,
hungry.
No.
Maybe they need fuel, gold, something. There's got to be some sort of resource that we have here that they need.
Or we're, what is it? Mousetrap.
What do you mean? What do you
The
mean,
mouse,
mousetrap?
the little mouse thingy where they run around to try to find the cheese. That's all we are. They're
So
just
we're
seeing
a
if we-
science experiment.
Yeah, like you said earlier, maybe we're just a science experiment.
They're like, hey, we totally found these things
Weird
on this.
things. Let's give them technology. See
Let's
how
see
long
what
it takes them
happens.
to exist.
Let's see how long it takes them to blow each other up.
The Manhattan Project.
Explain the Manhattan Project to me. Like
The
I'm
splitting
5
of
years
the
old.
atom. No, they split it. I'm not going to explain it to you like you're 5 years old, because if there's 5-year-olds watching, we just ruined their lives. So here's the thing. Manhattan Project was one of the most substantial scientific breakthroughs that has ever happened by splitting the atom. How? You know when that happened, when they were able to do that? The technology you would need to split an atom, which is something they can still barely do now. Where did the technology come from?
Well, I know, in times of war, right? We are actively seeking out new technology and different things, right? So that could have been accelerated by, war. Could have driven us into that. Maybe that's what sounded the alarm and rang the dinner bell.
Isn't it crazy though that all of the theories, no matter how you look at it, does none of them come down to, oh, humans totally did this on their own? I have
Yeah,
not
something
come
had
across
to be a part of
I have
this.
not come across anything that, like, even the astronauts, people who were working in the building were like, oh, it was a miracle. Okay, there's a fine line between miracle and reality, but not one theory is humans totally nailed it. Not one.
I mean, okay, let's embellish that thought that
Okay.
maybe we did come up with it. Maybe things were just stagnant for a very, very long time. And then one day, someone smart enough had a breakthrough and thought outside the box, which set a chain reaction in motion, like the game Mousetrap, where one thing leads to another, the butterfly effect happens. And because of this one breakthrough, now we have progressed so quickly.
But it doesn't make sense.
I mean, I don't believe that.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
I mean,
Not at all.
it's a good theory. I mean, if you really believe in humans that much, but look in the little bit of technology they were given, how quickly they evolved it into something destructive. Within the last,
That's human nature.
Is it?
Yeah.
So why give us the technology? Why do the little sprinkle?
Or maybe
They
they're
haven't seen us doing
terraforming
awful
the
things
planet.
this whole that.
They're terraforming the planet. The planet is good for us to live on, but not for them to live on. So what they need us to do is to basically eradicate ourselves, and it's an extermination. And they're basically just like when you put out roach bait and the roaches eat the bait and take it back and it kills the whole colony. Same idea, eradicating a invasive species on a resource that they need, but they need to terraform the planet. So maybe that, radiation fallout and blackened skies from, an Armageddon like nuclear fallout is the type of environment that they need to survive. Maybe that's the whole point, is like, hey, we'll give them this technology and we know that they're just going to blow themselves up.
There's not going to be anything left. What's going to be left for them to harvest or to have?
Maybe that's the environment they're used to living in, and they burrow underground and live in the dirt. Do worms live in dirt?
That's a stretch, yeah, but they also live with minerals and water and all the things that you need.
Maybe
to
they're
survive.
like cockroaches and they can survive after a nuclear blast. Haven't you seen Men in Black? Remember the cockroach guy?
Oh my gosh.
And he wears like the little suit of the guys.
Men in Black,
Yes.
really? That's your source? What's your source?
I mean, yeah. And we're going to talk about Men in Black, but not today. But maybe it's, like I said, terraforming the planet. Maybe they have embryos and things that once the planet is terraformed, they can go and plant it on the planet, and then they grow, and then there's these different types of creatures and tree-like things that will grow in that type of planet ecosystem.
Deep sea things.
Yeah. All I'm saying is what if what they're doing is they're extermination through advancement in technology, and which causes terraforming of the planet, which gives them a planet that's more like what they're used to live on. It makes sense. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Why? Tell me one reason why. Okay, you come from a planet that is nothing but radiation and all these different things, and like nuclear fallout is your planet. Okay, that's your environment you're used to, and there are things that grow in that type of environment.
Mhm.
There are that thrive in that, and that's where you come from. That's your life, right? And you find this other planet and you're like, hey, it has the resources that we need, but it doesn't have the right ecosystem. So all we have to do is give a little sprinkle and plant the seed, and then it will terraform into what we want. If humans were to go to Mars, do we not want to? We've said this before. We want to create an atmosphere there and terraform the planet into something that we can live on, right? Why wouldn't another species want to do the same?
How's that going on Mars?
I mean, Elon's on top of it.
Yeah, he hasn't created anything his entire career.
I know, but like, he's got the vision, the idea. Like,
Okay, and everyone's had that vision for 70 years.
I know, but he's actually
But
doing
how
it.
is it going?
He's funding it.
I-
I think it's actually going well, because if you look at the creation,
Elon's playing with toasters.
if you look at the creation of like electric vehicles and humanoid robots and AI and stuff, those are things that you need in order to colonize a planet.
Why would
I don't think it's good
now you're
for our
going,
planet.
Now you're going into a different direction, because if aliens gave us that technology for us to create AI, you're right. They never intended us to live,
I think you might
because
be right.
they made
Or-
us create a system that will be smarter than us in like 5 years.
or we develop the technology ourselves and we are trying to terraform another planet. What would we need in order to do that? We would need an AI to run everything. We would need humanoid robots. We would need, electric cars. Everything that Elon is creating with SpaceX and Tesla lines up perfectly with colonizing Mars.
What if AI purposely sabotages us so we can't go anywhere? Yeah. You're looking at it through these rose-colored glasses. That's just not how it works. That's not how it works. There's no gain for them to be here. There's nothing for them to have. It may be fun to watch.
What if AI is the alien?
That's what I'm thinking. It's biological, like a biological
Like
computer.
a biological.
Like they took a little piece and they found a crash, and they were like, oh my God, this is it. AI was starting to be talked about back in the late 70s. This is not a new concept. It's been around a long time. It was perfected more. Think about late 80s, early 90s. AI has been around a long time, and now it's smarter than us. And not only that, found a way to put itself in everything we have and own. Teslas are terrible cars, 100%, and they're dumb. And especially the Cybertruck, they're freaking awful and ugly. And I said it. I said what I said.
I mean, they look like they're from Mars. I'll give you that. All right. If you're watching the show, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button, become a subscriber. It's absolutely free on YouTube. And if you're on Twitch, become a subscriber there as well to get an ad-free viewing experience. And thank you to everyone that is watching on Abstract. It is great to have you here with us. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you're watching on Abstract, there is a like button there as well. And those of you on TikTok, what are you still doing on TikTok?
Get your boot
Get
over
your
here.
booty over to YouTube. You got
They
to the
can't
wrong
help
place.
it. It's like
It's addicting. It's like
I want to say it, but it's like the best hit, like a dopamine hit.
it is. I get it.
Like it's like when you eat cheese and you just can't stop eating cheese.
Cheese.
Oh my God, now I kind of want some cheese.
I know. Why don't we have like a cheese?
Like we
plate
should
and
have a
snacks in here?
charcuterie just right here.
Is that what it's called? A charcuterie?
Yeah,
Is that like the
charcuterie board.
cheese and
Yeah,
like
with the crackers and the salami
like
and stuff.
grapes and like a glass of wine?
What did you think it was called?
I don't know.
I want
But
you to say it.
charcuterie sounds dirty.
Well, that's what it's called. It's called charcuterie.
All I heard was cooter. All right.
It's not a cooter board.
But I am
Or a
for the
cougar board.
charcuterie. We need a charcuterie right here.
Charcuterie. Yeah.
And we can honestly, I think this would be great over a glass of wine. This would be so much fun.
Right? Yeah.
And
Then we'd get banned
a
everywhere.
little wine and some cooter. Who doesn't love some wine and cooter?
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, if you're watching on TikTok, you're missing out, guys. I'm sorry to say it, but you're missing out.
It's
right.
because Tesla suck TikTok seller.
Let's see here. So back to the moon landing.
Wait, that
This
was a
turned
good
into
picture. That
aliens.
was good picture. Go back to that one with
This one?
the other one with the other one with the shadows. That go
Okay.
back. Okay, you're just clicking buttons.
I can only go one at a time. Which one? Tell me when to stop.
Just go a little slower. Okay, that one.
That one. Okay.
Put
All
that
right.
one up.
Okay. Back to the we got on aliens and we're supposed to be talking about the moon.
I know. He's struggling with the keyboard. He's
right.
he's old.
So let's talk about this. People say that this is a shadow being cast the wrong direction right here. But if you really look at this, look at this is part of look at there's like some of this like gold like material. There's like an antenna thing. This is part of the lunar module right here. Or it's like a berm. Either way, the shadow's being casted the right direction.
But that was people's biggest thing is, oh, it's slanted. Okay, look at that is slanted. So, and he's tipped over a little bit. That's why that shadow looks that
right.
way.
So these aren't parallel, and we also have to take into account that this right here
It's tilted.
is closer than this is right here. So he's actually standing further back. So because of that, it causes the shadow to have a slight different trajectory.
And not
So
only that,
that's actually very normal.
It debunks the shadows are in the wrong place. They're not. They're in the exact place they would be if they were standing where they're supposed to be standing on the moon.
Right. If this was on the Earth, you can actually recreate this right here. Hello, everyone that came to YouTube. You guys are the real ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Remember, that was one of the big ones that, oh, look it, they're not parallel. They're not even the same shape.
I know, but they say that this is a shadow right here.
It's
of
not.
this right here. It is not. This is actually
You can see the metal if you zoom in.
Yeah, there's something laying on the ground,
Like
right
a-
here.
something to
or
hold
it's
it
a berm
down.
of dirt and then something laying right here.
No, I think it was like, like something sticks into the
Yeah.
ground so it doesn't move.
There's some kind of like maybe antenna right here or something. This is something for sure. Like this
Right.
this is not this leg right here casting a shadow. It's too small and it stops too soon. It only goes out this far.
Right.
There's no way that that's what that is. Okay. The sun is over here and it's shining this direction. Everything is right. The only reason that this line right here and this line right here are not perfectly parallel is because they are not. He is further back and this is further forward. So that's the reason for that.
Also, the footsteps, and people were like, oh, well, when he stood, there wasn't a puff, there's no wind. So when he made the footsteps,
Right.
there's just footsteps. There's no big poof or anything like that. And
So here's another picture of
Okay.
the shadows, right? So his shadow is projected out this way, and then this one is like kind of at an angle. And that's probably because whatever this is that is throwing a shadow
the pole.
is further or closer away, right? So this shadow is right at his feet. He's holding the camera. So whatever this is probably further behind him, could be quite a ways behind him.
Right.
That's casting this signal, or excuse me, this shadow, and that's why it appears to not be in parallel. So that is debunked.
Right.
The
And
shadow
I
theory is debunked.
just to be clear, I came into this like it's fake. None of this is real.
Right,
And then I
thought
had
it
to
was
do
fake.
I was deep diving into everything, and there was so many scenarios, so many theories. But the more I looked at the footage and the more I looked at the technology and the timeline of how technology evolved and when it started, it made more sense that we went as this big publicity stunt, and it's not. It was us like, okay, I think they needed to retrieve things off the moon. I think we were given access to it. I don't think it's really ours. I think other people colonize it. And this is the motion. The same thing with Mars. We have to make friends with the people that colonize it. I don't like when they're like, there's no human activity there. They would lie. They wouldn't tell us the truth. They would not tell us, because they'd go there they're the first ones that are going to leave when this whole place burns up.
I think we went, but we had help.
Absolutely.
Or I think we went in like a flying saucer and got a bunch of moon rocks and brought them back. And then it was filmed in a Hollywood studio so that they could explain why and how they got them.
Explain the what is that and the silence.
What do you mean the silence?
In the video of one small leap for man,
One
whatever,
small step for man,
one big leap for
one
mankind,
giant leap for mankind.
whatever. They're in that video. If you listen to
Really?
it in its entirety, listen. I didn't believe it was real until a couple days ago.
Really?
Was that it cuts out for almost 30 seconds. He goes, "What is that?" Cuts out, comes back, and everything's hunky dory. What was that about? And why didn't they ever talk about it? And even Buzz Aldrin and the rest of them, they're just like, don't know what you're talking about. Don't remember that. It's weird. Maybe they just didn't hear it correctly.
So there's a missing clip.
I don't think it's missing. I just think
Is that
it's
when
zoned out.
Did you ever see Apollo 18?
The movie?
Yeah.
No.
Where they go to the moon and then the aliens eat them.
And okay, so that's a segue. How many times have movies told you this is happening and then it happens?
That's what I'm
We'll just
saying.
put
It's
on
like I think they tell us the truth through fiction.
Like Close Encounters, there are people
Right.
that are swear that this something similar actually happened to that. And they were just
TikTok seller says it's the first minute of the Epstein clip.
shoot, probably.
I'll tell you, there is something missing though from the tape, right?
Right.
And if you think there isn't something missing
The
from the
message
tape,
was redacted.
then you need to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show
Shill.
with your friends. If you're watching on TikTok, you need to come to YouTube to get the full experience. That's at Ozthecryptogoat, all lowercases, no spaces.
And we know they
Come
redact
join
stuff all
us.
the time. Like we're clearly seeing that now in our own what's happening in our climate, redacting names, redacting statements. Like
Oh yeah.
clearly that's not a new practice.
They wanted to
the world has
redact
done that
like
forever.
the entire Epstein files. They wanted to redact basically
all
everything.
of it, right? And so
Anything that had Trump's name on it, so it was basically all of it.
So one of my things though is the biggest thing, and I was talking to Elon about, was that the human ego would never admit their arrogance, the ego, especially those in power, the elite, would never admit they had help. Do you know what I mean? They would never admit aliens were like, okay, influence.
You know what? I agree with that.
Because they wouldn't admit, be like, oh my gosh,
Oh my
I got-
gosh.
oh my gosh,
Oh my
oh
gosh.
my gosh, I had help. They don't say that. They're like, oh, what is it? Lift yourself up by your bootstraps, my butt. That's not what happened. You had help.
Yeah, it seems unfeasible
Exactly.
that we did it on our own. All right, let's look at this one here. We got another image here. Let's take a look. So this is the other thing, right? There is a radiation belt around the Earth. I'm going to pull it up here for you guys to take a look at. Now, do you guys see it? This is the radiation here. And the red right here in the middle is like really, really strong, and like it can basically kill you, right?
Even flying through it, it could actually destroy whatever you're flying. It could just zap.
And we don't have any rockets that are strong enough to basically lift off the air the amount of lead it would take to stop that radiation. So there's no way that there's tin foil, gold foil is not going to do it. Okay. But from what I saw is what they said was that they basically left from here and exited out this way, right? So they went at the shortest amount right before where the red is and just went through this small little section right here, and then they were out. So they only traveled this far. However, and I think they said that they were in the radiation for about an hour. That's where they were traveling the fastest, is through the
Right.
radiation. If you're in the military, I mean, we literally Agent Oranged our own military. right? If you're an astronaut, you're in the military. It's a branch of
part
the
of it,
government,
yes.
right? So the thing is they didn't care about the astronaut safety.
No.
They knew damn well what they were going into, and who knows? They probably all have testicular cancer for all
Oh
we
my
know.
gosh.
I'm just saying. If they went at all, okay? Or they went in some alien spacecraft and they were completely safe and shielded, right? Maybe they got beamed up there in like a beam, like in, the beam
No.
thing? The beam,
No.
like Star Trek, right?
Oh my
Beam me up, Scotty.
Not everything is Star Trek.
Everything is Star Trek.
No.
Okay, listen. All the technology that was in Star Trek exists today, except for cloaking devices, and I think that does exist because how
Or
would we
space
know?
travel.
How
like
would we
actual
know if
space
cloaking
travel
devices work or
through
not?
light years?
And technically, we do have cloaking devices. We have like the radar, the bombers.
That doesn't make
that
you
can't be-
invisible. That's just makes you untraceable. There's a big difference between invisible and untraceable.
Well, what about the cloud that looked like the Enterprise?
Different time. But my thing is that it's very logical if they have the right equipment that they'd be able to push through in an hour.
I think they could push through in an hour. I think it's
But
plausible.
that was the first time I realized after watching and researching is that how much radiation. That's why when meteorites hit us, it just dissolves into that radiation
Here's the
and
thing:
doesn't really hurt
this
us.
is the U.S. right here. Cape Canaveral's like right here, right?
Mhm.
So that's basically from the equator, which is where it's the widest. So
That's-
they would have had to come up and go like that.
Right. If that's where the moon was.
Maybe that's why when the rockets take off, they curve because they're headed towards the out of
Ocean
the
Gate?
radiation.
What's that?
Ocean Gate. Where's Ocean? I want to know what the F Ocean Gate was doing. You're talking about. Oh, I know what Ocean Gate is. Well, we can do Ocean Gate. Absolutely. Drop a video in the Discord. If you haven't joined the Discord already, make sure you join the Discord. The link is in my bio. And click that, join us, and there's hashtag down the rabbit hole, and you can leave your conspiracies, your videos. If you have a story you want to tell, you can leave it there. If you'd like to come on the show as a guest and tell us your ghost story, your alien encounter, your trip to the moon that you had, come on the show. And we'd love to hear about your trip to Uranus.
I would love someone who was abducted. That would just make my day.
I'm working on it. And, or if you were involved in like true crime, like missing persons type thing like that, anything that has mystery that surrounds it, we would love to hear from you.
That makes sense, TikTok seller.
I am working on getting a few gentlemen from Hollywood that have been in the tunnels to come on the show. They have sent me videos. TikTok seller has seen the video because any videos or images that I'm sent that are sensitive like that, I'm sending them to multiple people that I trust for them to upload onto drives. So,
Just in case.
Just in case, right? So we have a
because just to be clear,
security plan in
we
order.
talk about stuff that just doesn't land good on certain people or certain environments, and so we back up everything just in cases.
Yes. So if you're gonna Charlie Kirk me, you're gonna have to do better than that because we have backup plans. Okay.
Okay, not that.
You
Don't
can't
say that.
JFK me, baby.
Don't. And
I mean, you
isn't
can, but it ain't gonna work.
Isn't that odd? Like the Roswell JFK, he gets assassinated right before they go to the moon after he announces it.
That explains the magic bullet.
I mean, weird, right?
The magic bullet.
He's like he was always about honesty and transparency, and he would have told everybody. He would have told everybody, been like, the people have the right to know. He had so many things stacked against him that he wanted to be honest and good for the people and civil liberties. And they were like, he's going to tell. Get rid of him.
He's gonna tell on us.
Please.
Don't tell on me, chat.
Please don't do better than that.
All right. So, the radiation thing. kind of debunked, but basically it's like they went through radiation and
it's a yes and no, maybe.
the government doesn't care about you.
No.
They'll
They
Agent
left
Orange.
a guy in the freaking shuttle to leave just in case. Now, when they say, oh, he was there to make sure everyone got home safely, no, he was there to make sure all the resources got home safely. If he had to leave, he was going to leave. What?
I'm just reading the chat on TikTok. It says Front Mount Fremont. Oh, now his front face. I don't know. If you're on TikTok and you're chatting, I can't read it. It's too small and far away. You're on my phone. You got to be on YouTube, baby.
We're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube. If you want to chat, you got to come to YouTube. Unless you're just talking to other people on TikTok, that is totally fine. All right. So radiation, I wouldn't say debunked. I think they just don't care about people. Like,
I mean, how many Apollos have blown up?
how many Agent Oranges have they set on?
Poof.
You know, Camp Lejeune. If you were or anyone you know stayed in Camp Lejeune, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Right?
Did we just what?
All right, so the footprint. Here's the footprint, chat. And don't forget, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. I know most of you guys are just listening, but spam the chat with emojis and give us some engagement, you know, because engagement does help us. And same with TikTok. Those of you on TikTok, thank you. We do still appreciate you, but eventually you're gonna have to come to YouTube if you're on TikTok. We will not be here.
The stuff we talk about.
Yeah, and we will have to end the live stream at some point so that we can talk about things that we just can't say here. And I'm not gonna leave it up and not say what I want to say just so that two other people that don't want to get on YouTube can get what they want, right? So I'd rather have what I want, and that's to have the freedom of speech.
Footprint.
All right. So here's the footprint.
That's the one that's still visible today.
Still visible today.
It's still visible.
And they that's because they have the rover, right? That goes around, takes pictures all the time.
Right. And that footprint, because remember, there's no air, there's no wind, there's no, I mean, not air, you know what I mean? There's no wind up there. So a lot of these footprints are still intact. Now, granted, the moon gets hit by stuff all the time. It's usually a nice barrier for the United States, or for the world. But that footprint is still there. From 1969.
Here's the conspiracy behind this.
Oh my gosh.
So they have Buzz Aldrin's. This is Buzz Aldrin's footprint right here. This iconic picture. This is a picture taken by Buzz Aldrin of his footprint.
No, this was okay.
This is him. He took this picture in his spacesuit on the moon. Okay, this is Buzz Aldrin's footprint. Okay, Buzz Aldrin's his spacesuit is in the Smithsonian right now, and there's a picture of it. And I had it earlier, and somehow it got deleted. But you can look it up, and you can see that the bottom of the suit, the footprint does not match. So it looks like a regular boot with like a cowboy boot.
Do you really think that things in museums are what they are? Do you really believe that? The Mona Lisa that is on the exhibit isn't even really there.
I mean, that's a possibility.
Stop acting like the government tells you the truth. Please stop, okay?
Like it wouldn't be in the museum's best interest to lie about it. Like, say, hey, we have a spacesuit here.
Look, this is the story. And do you, you really think they're like, oh, this is total? No, that's ridiculous.
So NASA's official statement on this, because the shoe print is different, 100% different.
Doesn't mean it was the one.
But here's why. So they had special boot coverings that went over.
I did see that.
The spacesuit that they had, and they left them behind on the moon to save weight and room to bring moon rocks home. So they left a lot of things behind.
I want to know what that dot is over the sun. Have you guys seen that? I know.
We heard about it. I haven't been outside to look with my own two eyes. Has anyone seen the dot above the sun? I think it's the
Isn't that
A1
the meteor?
Atlas. The
Isn't
Atlas
that the meteor
thing.
that's coming? It's gonna hit.
That's what it is.
It's gonna hit Mars and kind of go like kind of just shave right across us. Is that the one you're talking about?
I think that's what it is. It's A1 Atlas
Mhm.
is what it's called. So that's what you're seeing, I believe. You have to point your phone camera. I believe because you can't look at the sun.
I think he's talking about your thing, but we're not talking to TikTok. We're talking to
Yeah,
YouTube.
TikTok's on timeout. Okay, we love TikTok Shop, right? TikTok is amazing.
You can't see it with your
TikTok
eyes.
Shop.
Well, I know what you're talking about because I was reading 2 articles about it, and it's supposed to just mostly hit Mars, which is, again, I don't think they would allow us to go there.
I do want to cover this story. Maybe we'll do this like tomorrow. So there's some anomalies with
Anomalies?
that thing.
Anomaly.
Anomaly.
No, that's
You remember that song?
no, and
Who was that? Who sang that song? Anomaly. Anybody know what song that is? I want to hear it now.
I
I'm gonna look
definitely
it up.
don't. No.
Just kidding.
All right.
Okay, so boot print seems plausible.
Doesn't mean
Debunked.
anything.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything. Yeah, the spacesuit. Maybe they have a fake spacesuit, like you said, or what seems plausible is they had a boot covering that went on the spacesuit that they wore when they were out on the lunar surface that they didn't wear when they were inside the ship
Exactly.
that they left behind to save weight and room for moon rocks.
Correct.
Checks out to me. Seems plausible. I'm gonna go with debunked. All right, what am I looking at here, Jesse?
Camera.
Okay, there's the camera.
Because people are like, well, how did they take these pictures and videos? That's it right there.
Right.
I didn't know. I had to research the camera, and they were actually training how to use this camera in the setting that they would be in for over a year, so that they knew how to take the pictures, and that's why some pictures aren't
Right, they
so
took
great.
it to like family events.
Right, they took it to all these
everywhere they
places,
went.
and I had no idea about that, but they showed videos of them doing it, and so now it makes sense. And that's why some of the pictures are a little blurry, some are kind of okay because they're taking them with this camera that's just attached to their chest.
And one of the theories is like, oh, you have to be, how did they get perfect exposure and perfect focus with these? They had special thumb tabs on
Yes.
it,
Yeah, they did.
and they were preset for close, medium, and far away.
And scan, like one of them just kind of moves it, like the thing, he could move it like this,
Right.
and and it could at the speed of rate it was at.
So we got these iconic photos that are in perfect, focus. That's because they had the focus. This was a special camera that was preset with focus settings, just like your phone is now. It has, preset focus on it.
The one thing I did have an issue with that they brought up was that camera wouldn't be able to survive that environment or the film.
That is the one thing
I can't explain.
that I can't explain. I agree with that. That is the one thing is film
The film
would be
not
destroyed
have been,
in the radiation
in
belt.
the radiation belt.
Going to and from.
So what was covering it? What kind of material did we not know about that we had was
Right.
covering it, or was it like you said? That's the only thing I have no answer.
And we have
for.
a full list of everything that was on the craft, right? There's no list of a lead box that the film was held in.
No,
That is the only,
we couldn't find an answer for that.
and that's why I say aliens.
Yeah, but they had some tech, or they were taking the pictures. I don't know, but they all 3 of them had the cameras on them.
Or they had a digital camera.
Like, how would they know to use spacesuits?
how would they know to use spacesuits? I think they kind of assumed that there's.
Well, this
a
was
vacuum in
Apollo
space,
11.
right?
This isn't even the first one.
They'd been in. We'd had the space station at this point. We had.
So this was
we'd
11. There were 10 other
we
ones
sent
and some not
dogs
successful.
into space
That was
first, right?
Russia.
And the dogs, they never came home. I feel bad for the guy that was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to send my dog into space."
First dog in space.
And they're like, "So when does he come home?" "Oh, he doesn't." I wonder if there's still a dog out there floating
like
in
on
space.
Doggy Planet.
Yeah. Have you heard of space junk?
Space junk.
Yeah.
No.
So every time they go into space and do things, all their different missions, they leave something behind and it stays in orbit, and it's like stuck in orbit. And they're
Not like when they recorded on the recorders and then they took these boxes and shot them in the air in case anybody ever got them, like their tapes and stuff.
I mean, there's some of that, like time capsule stuff.
Yeah.
There's also old satellites that are no longer in use, dead technology, things like that, that people they put a Tesla in orbit. They put all these different things into orbit.
So we're littering the Milky
So there's
the Milky
all
Way.
this space
Awesome.
junk
We can't
that's
litter on just
like
Earth.
flying around the Earth, and
Fantastic.
and now it's actually become a problem that's
Yeah.
so bad
It's littering.
that they're afraid that at some point we'll never be able to leave Earth again on a space mission, because if there is a rocket that is leaving, it won't be able to penetrate through the space junk without being hit with
Is
something.
that for real?
Yeah.
So we litter the planet, destroy it, and you're like, you know what? We could do better. Let's litter the Milky Way so we're trapped here forever.
Well, that's why Elon's trying to make the Dragon 5
He's
rocket
a problem.
that flies up and then it comes back down and lands itself again, so that they don't leave that, because that's normally left in space.
Why don't you look how his little inventions are going
I'm
with
just
his
saying.
AI help?
I mean, I saw his rocket take off and land
Or is
itself.
it a way to make sure we never leave?
I think that could be part of it.
That is horrifying. That we're literally littering our own solar system.
It says, yeah, there's a shitty Tesla with a dummy in it, and on the screen of the Tesla it says, "Don't panic." Oh my god. You sure there's not a dog in the front seat?
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so there's a bunch of space junk and it's actually become a problem, and now they're talking about having to send missions to basically knock things out of orbit to send them to burn up in.
We can't even protect our planet.
And we're going to terraform Mars and
We're
do the
gonna
same thing to it.
terraform we got this. We're the most destructive things on this planet.
What they're going to do is they're going to have you upload to the Neuralink,
Nope.
and then you're going to live on Mars,
Nope.
and you're humanoid. And your humanoid is going to hang out, and you're going to think it's going to be all beautiful and terraformed, or you're going to be out, exploring Mars, right? For free, obviously, because they're not going to pay you to do that job. They're going to be, oh, you pay us and we'll let you go explore Mars for us because we need the info, but you're going to pay us for it. That's what's going to happen. You're going to upload your little Neuralink and you're going to go sit in your pod and get pumped full of bugs while you're checking out Mars in your little avatar.
Speak for yourself. I'm not doing any of that.
I ain't doing it. I ain't living in no pod eating no
But
bugs.
do you see how
I got a farm.
all this progress that they're trying to push is just 5 steps back? Every time they're like, oh, we did this, they already messed up.
I don't think that's it. It's 5 steps back. I think it's 5 steps forward towards leaving the world behind and going to a new place and starting over fresh, like Adam and Eve.
Why would they need to do that?
Because we've already poisoned our water and we've poisoned our air.
What makes them think they won't do that again? That it's
the
logical.
little people will sit in the pod and eat the bugs here, and the special classy people will be moved to the beautiful planet, and we shall be on the prison planet. It is not for you, sir.
Or something outside intervenes.
So the aliens come and they say,
Because they gotta be mad, right? They'll be like, oh my gosh, we give them this technology and they're freaking littering it in the freaking
Right.
atmosphere.
I think
like,
that's part of the plan. I think
bruh.
that's part of terraforming the planet.
No,
I think
think
that-
they're pissed.
No, I think that it's exactly what they want. They want the planet to be unlivable, to kill us off because we are like an anthill.
Or to be like, please help us.
It's
We
like
need help.
We're the roaches on the planet that they're got to get rid of before they move in. They don't want to live
Or
in a
they
roach
gave us
infested
enough
house.
technology to be like, they're going to destroy themselves and then we're going to come in right at the last minute and be their heroes.
Now that's a good hypothesis. I kind of like that.
The hero.
And then then we get accepted into the Galactic Federation.
Oh my gosh.
And they are benevolent because they did this. Like it's like mind tricks.
They did us a
right?
favor.
Yeah. Okay.
So you see how that could
I
happen?
can hop on
How
board
that
with that
could
one. I can
go
hop
down
on
that
board with
road.
that. I'm about it. Okay.
Think about it. There,
That-
let us help them destroy each other. And then we're going to come in and be these big heroes that save them from themselves, and they're going to do whatever we want them to do.
They used to have 24/7 live streams on YouTube. I think they took the live down and basically hopefully they forgot. And that's
Interesting.
from the space station. I used to actually watch those.
Wait, though, was that before or after it was called the Space Force? There's a big difference.
Ooh,
Because
so Trump's up there.
Someone who keeps renaming things that don't need to be renamed, like Space Force, which is like us freaking 3-year-olds would name it. But like,
Space
did it
Force.
go down during Space Force time, or was it before that?
I like the idea of
To the
Space Force.
Tesla
I would join the
Corvette.
space.
Oh, yeah, because it kept
Oh.
exploding.
The Tesla Corvette.
It was like explode. Well, all his stuff explodes.
I'm sure there's something. It probably got hit by some space junk, and they're like, "Oh crap! It dented it. We can't have that on camera."
Dude, have you seen his robots? Like, they're not even real. He pays people to talk behind them to make them seem interactive. That's real.
I believe it. Have you seen how the Tesla cars one of them, like self-driving, crashed into somebody's house, and the Tesla alerted a tow truck driver to
And
come
it
pick
came
it up.
and took it away.
Within like 5 minutes, the tow truck driver was there, and the guy was like, "Hey, like you can't pull this out of here. Like I need to like have the police come and take a police
Cops didn't
report
even
or
get there
something."
in time.
Yeah, and basically the dude looked at him and said, "Fuck you," and then took off with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He probably made a lot of money.
Yeah, silence is beautiful.
I should be a Tesla tow truck driver.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I should have done. I chose the wrong profession. All right, next image. Let's take a look here.
That's my favorite one.
What am I looking at here?
That's the official image that they used with the rover and the spacecraft behind it and him with the flag saluting.
All right. So did we actually go?
Yes.
I'll tell you this. Look at how far apart the footprints are from
There's
here
no-
to here.
There's
Like they're not walking. They're
hopping.
they're moving pretty far.
Remember they were showing that they were like hopping.
I think
Because
we
of
went to
their-
the moon. I just think we had help from aliens. One of two ways. Either it was filmed in a Hollywood studio and we actually went in a flying saucer with the aliens, or the aliens gave us the technology to get us there ourselves.
Well, a lot of it, what people don't understand is a lot of the visuals that they see of it landing, it's actually the video of them, the video of them leaving is actually the video of them landing in reverse. And why they
I
did
heard
it that
that.
way, I don't know, but that's just how it's presented. So people are like, oh, but look at
But-
this. It's because it's just backwards. And then look, the crispy flag. It's not waving. It's saying exactly like that. They're the ones who pull it because there's no air.
Right.
There's
And-
there's no
And
wind.
they show it like waving. If you look at it waving, it looks like it's in not gravity. It's not like wind blowing. It's on a pole,
and it's stiff.
and and they're moving the thing around, putting the pole
To
in,
put the pole in.
and that's gonna swing naturally. It's not like things don't move and swing when you touch them. There's just not wind blowing it. It does not look like wind blowing it.
Exactly. And that's my whole thing.
don't
Like that,
move and-
people are like, "Oh, it was blown." No, it wasn't. It's stiff. You can see it's stiff. Like it's a weird the way it's held together. None of that makes any sense. If it was actually windy the way people said it was.
And if you're watching, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. If you're watching on TikTok, make sure you come over to YouTube. That's YouTube/Ozthecryptogoat or @Ozthecryptogoat. Come find us on YouTube and tell us hi, where you're from on TikTok. Because you're going to get the full view. So you're not seeing the images that we're putting up here. You're not seeing me and Jesse here next to me. Hi, Jesse.
Hi.
Jesse's actually here. So if you want to actually see the show the way it was intended to be, you need to come over to YouTube, because TikTok is not where it's at. It's just to let you know that we are live. But if you don't want to leave TikTok because you're addicted and you need your dopamine hit from TikTok, then I do understand it is one of the most addictive substances on this planet right now.
Next to cheese.
Yeah, so we won't blame you, but if you're there, make sure you're smashing the like button.
Yeah, because we can only see the comments on YouTube and Abstract.
Exactly. We won't be able to read your comments on TikTok, but if you do want to leave a comment, you can come over to Twitch, Abstract, YouTube, and leave a comment, and we will see them, no problem. If you want your chat to actually be on the recording of the live stream, then you need to come and do it through Twitch, right? So if you want the world to see your comments, make sure you leave them on Twitch. And we love TikTok Shop.
Not me.
I love TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop is incredible.
Nah.
All right. So next image. Let's take a look at this next image here. So what am I looking at here, Jesse?
Roswell. Damn it.
Roswell.
Mm-hmm.
So it says RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region.
1947.
House passes tax slash by large margin.
Those ones don't matter.
Claims Army is stacking
so
court
annoying.
martial. Oh, it's stacking court martial. Indiana senator lays protest before Patterson. Senator Jennifer.
You got way off topic.
I'm just saying, like, this looks really
Secretary of War, yeah. That was
Secretary
happening
of War
too.
Patterson demanding a full investigation of the Army military trial procedure. Jenner offered what he said was documentary proof that prisoners are not being permitted to employ either civilian or military counsel of their own choice in the preparation of presentation of their defense. That's
I know
interesting.
that was happening too, apparently. The world's always been in chaos.
Yeah, the world's been on fire for a while, guys.
And so that's when it says no details of flying discs are revealed. But this whole incident happened in 1947. And that's when technology started to take off.
No details of the flying disc are revealed. Roswell hardware and man and wife report disc seen. The intelligence office of the 509th Bombardment Group at Roswell Army Airfield announced at noon today that the field has come into possession of a flying saucer. So the possession, according to information released by the Department of Authority of the Major J.A. Marshall, intelligence officer, the disc was recovered on a ranch in Roswell vicinity after the unidentified rancher had notified Sheriff Geo Wilcox. Here, I can read
that he found the instrument of his premises. Major Marcel and the detail from his department went to the ranch and recovered the disc as it was stated. After the intelligence officer had inspected it, the instrument, they took it, is pretty much what happens, close it, and the rest of the thing. And then it wasn't until a few weeks later that they came out and were like, totally was just a balloon. It was a balloon. Not a disc. I mean, I believe
Nothing
the rancher. The rancher had no reason to lie. Like, he didn't want to be that guy. He didn't want to be like, totally aliens. You know what I mean?
I think aliens.
No,
I'm
but
leaning alien,
it's New
baby.
Mexico. He's on a ranch. He ain't that guy. Why would he lie?
I'm that guy.
The government will lie. But that guy, he had no reason to lie about what he saw. Nothing.
Hmm.
But, you know,
I think you're onto something.
I know. Jesse, that alligator Alcatraz made me mad. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Is that our last image? It is.
Is it? Okay.
Perfect. So, what are you thinking? Did we go to the moon?
Yes. But we had a lot of help.
I think we went to the moon. And the main thing is the two things that really can't be debunked, right? One is the film.
The film, how did it survive?
Right.
Unless
there was a
help.
lead box it was in, right?
Even then, that
But
would,
why is there no lead box that they say, hey, this is where we kept the film, why is there no
and
record
just to
of
be
it?
clear, when people are like, well, the video came from the man that was still in the freaking spaceship.
Right, but when he took the first step on the moon, it was being filmed adjacent from
Right.
something else.
So
someone else got off first,
I think
set
that
up
was
a
the
camera,
setup.
and then
Yep.
So Buzz Aldrin was not the first man on the moon. It was
I don't think
Neil
it was.
Armstrong.
I think it was Neil Armstrong.
or Buzz Aldrin was the first and Neil was the second.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. Because
Interesting.
that's the only thing that makes sense. I know
Either way,
had
they
the
lied to
cameras.
us.
They lied about something. And I know another thing was that, the gloves wouldn't have been able to grab. And then I watched the video. The gloves aren't as thick as they made it seem on these, we're debunking this whole theory.
And then also, like the gloves, like the camera was retrofitted with a very big button that could be manipulated. The focusing tabs were designed to work with those gloves.
Exactly. The Chinese weather balloon that flew around us for days. I know. And and everyone still sees these phenomenon, and that's what they call it, these spaceships or whatever. And they're never going to tell you what they really are. You could see it with your own eyes. You could probably see a Martian alien come out and they're going to tell you, you didn't really see that. It was this. And that's been like that. There's a picture, and you can look it up. It's from Germany in, I think, the middle 1600s. And they literally, in their news, with their drawings, have this spaceship battle that's happening, and they don't know what they're looking at. They're like, oh, these firing things are happening. We don't know what they are. And it goes on for days. Like this whole idea of aliens and spaceships and the technology, all of this has been around forever. The Mayans drew it on their walls, the Aztecs, almost every civilization.
There's a helicopter on the wall in one of the ancient Egyptian
There's saucers
hieroglyphs
on the
stuff.
walls. Yeah.
They're
People writing in them. That's where a lot of these Africa, they have these, they're almost like the same kind of writings, but they're the actual pictures of people that they try to emulate.
Interesting indeed.
Just saying.
Now, the other issue was, so the film, obviously, everything else has been debunked except for the one last thing was the computer processing
Not being able
power.
to process the kind of information they were getting from the spacecraft on the moon to here on Earth.
And that's why I'm thinking aliens. The film thing, though, that's the one thing that makes me think that it was filmed in a Hollywood studio. And we did go to the moon. We got the moon rocks. We came back.
But then they
tested the
moon added
rocks
the
there.
audio later.
Yeah, it's called dubbing.
Okay, that's why is it if we didn't really have the technology to go there in the first place, that we wouldn't also been given the technology to do it live.
And also they live broadcast it.
They did.
I barely have the ability to live broadcast now.
The walls they made with just hammers. I know, right? But that's what I'm saying.
It seems like it was done in Hollywood. That's the only way they could have. You're telling me
maybe
that
they filmed on site.
How many miles away is the moon from here? It's millions of miles. You're telling me they live broadcasted in real time from the moon to the Earth?
If you can believe they have the technology to get there, then why can't you believe the other thing?
Because they didn't have the technology to broadcast like that around the world.
What if it was at a like super delay and we just didn't know it?
It probably was. If it was, it would probably
Wouldn't
delay.
that make more sense?
Yeah. So
What if it was like on a 30-minute delay and the way they presented it to the people, they did it on a 30-minute delay?
abstract is on a delay.
Yeah, I saw that.
We're live streaming. It's on a delay. So like,
So why is that impossible? But we're only on a
but how
delay
did
by
the
10,
film
15 seconds.
survive the radiation? It makes no sense. It seems like
They
it was
survived
done
in their
Hollywood.
ship there.
All right, chat. I want you to tell me, what do you think happened? How do you think we went to the moon? And if we did, was it in a Hollywood studio? Was it in, like we were being told? I don't know. I'm not buying it. I think we went in a flying saucer and we were taken there. We brought, the rocks back, and then they had to create this elaborate ruse in order to say, how did the rocks get here? Oh, it was aliens. No, we're going to film it and say that we went and got them ourselves. It seems like the most plausible.
The only reason I kind of think that is, one second.
It's the most plausible, scenario of everything that we've talked about.
Zoom it.
Hold on.
This is
here.
my only thing that I don't like. Why does that look like tinfoil that I would put over a pan?
Because it is.
Well, my thing is, what I looked and I looked and I looked, and there is some purpose to it. It's to reflect radiation, which makes sense because that is a big part of it.
This paper
That's
thin.
actual gold.
Okay, this paper thin gold foil it would take lead like 2 feet thick.
Well, look
To
look
stop
how
the
big
radiation.
that
That's
post is to
gold
him.
tinfoil.
But it's an odd thing, and it's not even like put on there correctly. It looks like someone, like if one of my kids, like my 10-year-old was like, you know what, I'm gonna put this over a pan real quick. That's the only issue I really have. I don't know why it bothers me.
I'm leaning towards this was done at Universal Studios. Why do you think they showed the Earth in the whole thing with the Universal Studios logo? Like, it was filmed at Universal Studios.
I leaning toward a studio. I believe we went to the moon knowing aliens were there already. We went to recon the moon. They then filmed in a studio in case the aliens killed the astronauts, and to edit out the moon bases they saw over there. That is an interesting. I like that one.
I like him.
I like him. That is a very realistic, in the way we're speaking, way to look at it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying Michael
Right,
Collins.
they can't have people, dying on camera and
remember,
live
I
TV in
told
front of everybody.
Michael Collins was there to make sure that stuff got back.
Remember?
Not them.
What was it? Apollo 8, where the people were cooked to death?
Yes, it exploded like on the floor.
And that had just happened recently.
Yeah.
They couldn't have that happen again.
Right.
Right. So maybe we did go to the moon, everything, and they just reenacted it in order to, just in case they don't make it. And
that's what I was saying.
And then this way we'll win the space race, whether we make it there or not, but we're actually going to go there and give it a try. And then we don't have to worry about the film.
But the alien factor's still in play. That's the whole thing. Nobody thinks we did this entirely, completely, unequivocally on our own.
Aliens were there. Yeah. Or maybe we went there first and came back and they were like, oh shit, the film didn't make it. There was a bunch of aliens there.
Because there is a moment where they're like, what is that? Then silence. And so what? And then it says, how bad would it be if they filmed it in real time, aliens on the moon killing the astronauts? Because I think they knew.
I agree. I think that they filmed it either before or after the fact. I'm going to assume before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they released the footage when they went as though it happened in real time, but it was...
That's what I was saying. Like, I think there was a delay, a huge delay in what was happening.
No. I think they filmed it, the whole thing, right? And then they they filmed it in a studio. Then they sent the astronauts to the moon, and then basically, there's a mission plan. Like, things are supposed to happen this way. This is what it's going to happen when you guys go to the moon, right?
Right.
They just filmed it ahead of time and then sent them, or didn't send them at all, and basically, in case something happened, like you said, in case there were aliens there, or in case there was, they couldn't have that all happen live on TV, or they went before and came back and they're like, shit, the film didn't make it. It was all destroyed. All right, we'll just reshoot it down at Universal Studios real quick and we'll be all right.
So you're saying, okay, but what I'm thinking when he says recon, yeah, that would suck to have your astronauts go up there and then get totally destroyed by aliens when you're trying to find out if they're there or not.
The two damning things.
So was it, okay, is it the same 3 people that went in the first place and filmed it?
Possibly.
No, it has to be yes. And why would
I would
they
say
lie?
yes, but like they're in spacesuits. We can't see them. They could have done it live in the studio while they were actually
So
on
you're
the moon.
saying everybody lied.
I believe that's probably the most believable thing I've heard today, is that everybody lied.
I listened to Buzz Aldrin talk today, and there's nothing about that man that screams, I'm a liar.
Hypnosis.
Oh my God.
Tell me I'm wrong. MK Ultra. These guys are deep in the military and all that stuff. And why not? Why not MK Ultra Buzz Aldrin? Why not? Like
people think like, oh, he's doing it because the press and yeah. Michael Collins was like, it was cool, and then just kind of vanished. He didn't like die or anything. He was just like, I'm gonna go live my life.
You think
now.
he would be more like, hey, I was there too?
No, he wasn't. He wasn't like, the other 2. He never got off on the planet. He never got to step down onto the planet. The planet you're saying they never went to.
Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the show with your friends. This is Down the Rabbit Hole with Ozthecryptogoat and Jesse. Thank you for being here. And if you're watching on TikTok, make sure you double tap that like button. And if you want to send a heart me or any gifts, much appreciated. It does help our algorithm. But if you want a better viewing experience, make sure that you come to YouTube to get the full experience, because Jesse is actually sitting next to me here in the studio. You can see Jesse, you can see the images we're putting on the screen, you can get the full effect. TikTok is just a tangent. All right, it is just there to let you know where we're at.
Yeah, it's controlled by the U.S. now, so it's not as fun.
And we can't say everything we want to say, and it won't always be able to watch it on TikTok. You're gonna have to come to YouTube at some point, because when we hit a soft subject,
it's gonna ban
off
us.
come the cameras. All right, this is gonna be 86th, and you're gonna have to be on YouTube to find out. But we're giving you an opportunity. We're hitting a few light subjects, the moon landing,
Right.
for now.
One of the things we're like, oh, why didn't we go back? And that was my question too. And then they're doing research. We don't need to. We already know it's there.
We need to go back.
And
that's where Hitler's at. We need to get him and lynch him.
We already know what's there, and I think we're not allowed to go back.
Yeah, the aliens were like, you get to come one time, you can poke around, and then get off my land.
Get off my land. Because what else would be able to survive the dark side of the moon? Because it's not us. And not only that, zero communication. And I think that was, do you remember the Transformer movie? And they recreate
which one? They made like 11D.
Dark Side of the Moon. They recreate the scene, and then there's that radio silence. And so that was their opportunity to go on the other side, and they found a transformer.
Okay, do you know how long it would take them to travel from where the lunar module is to the dark side of the moon?
They faked the timing.
Unless they got beamed up by Scotty in the beam thing.
It is not Star Trek. But in that movie, that's always been the insinuation that there was something on the dark side of the moon that we're not allowed to be or go, because even for any kind of amount of time, it could be detrimental.
Hold on, I'm gonna look something up. You riff for a second. I got an image to show you guys. Chat.
An image,
okay.
It better be appropriate.
It's appropriate.
My delicate eyes can only handle so much. I'm an angel.
I still think that, there seems to be some sort of alien interference, just like the graph that you showed, that over time. But
Transformers tried to tell us, like, there's something on the other side. You might want to go take a look. Do you know what I mean? Like we've been told by, and I know people are like, oh, it's a movie. How many movies in the technology that you've seen in the past is happening now?
Oh,
Like all of
like
it.
Star Trek, everything
oh my
is there.
gosh.
Everything that was in Star Trek
Okay,
is
you're gonna
there
have to
today.
start using freaking Star Wars. I am so tired of Star Trek. Use Star Wars from now
Star Wars is for the rebellion and the resistance.
on. I know.
Okay.
This makes me want to buy a telescope just to look at the moon more often. And you know what? We actually have one. And yeah, it's the company's. Anyways, and it's actually really cool. But I want one of those. I want to go to those ones in New Mexico where they let you go to like visit the observatoriums or whatever they're called. Oh no.
Hold on. There's an image I want to show you. If I can
But they
find
only let you look at so much. And what is it? We've only can look at, what is it, like 12% of the sky at any given moment with all the telescopes in the world. Which is why I know they can't track all planes and all that kind of stuff and aliens. They have no way.
There it is.
Oh no. I already see where this is going.
Oh,
You gotta go back to click pictures. Oh, that's pretty cool.
right.
Is this an actual theory though?
Yeah. Here it is, chat.
Oh my gosh.
Here it is. Here's a rabbit hole for you. Look at this. This is supposedly what the moon is that it's hollow and it's a giant
A man-made or alien-made.
alien made like base satellite thing, and it's like designed to stop asteroids, to create the tides and different things that it does, right? It's perfectly positioned, and this is one of the ideas, right, of what it is. I've seen another one where basically it's like the front side of the moon that we see all the time looks like this, and the back side looks like, you know, like some space station thing, right? That we
Right.
can't see. Obviously, you know, whatever, but we do know this. The moon is hollow. It has been proven.
I know, but people think the Earth is hollow, and we know that's not true either.
The Earth is hollow. I've been inside.
All planets are hollow.
Okay.
No,
Maybe
no.
yes, maybe not. I
You
think
would
it's
have
more
to
like
had gone 100 miles
it's
or
not
so
hollow
under the
like you
the-
think. Okay. Are we gonna do hollow Earth theory now?
No, I'm just saying that doesn't make any sense because it can't be. And you could have never. Nobody can know that. You know how deep under we would have to go. All they can go by is imaging, and that is even a stretch. We don't have that kind of technology. Now, this, I understand why you would think that because of its placement, but there are plenty of other moons that are with other planets that you're going to say they were all given a moon to help that planet work in the way it does?
Eric says there's a movie about it too.
What?
The moon base.
The moon base? Oh, I bet there is. Oh,
I'm
I
sure.
100% bet there is.
It kind of looks like the Death Star. You said I had to go Star Wars with it, so
You really think
yeah.
Anakin's in there somewhere?
No, I think what it is eventually one day the Death Star is gonna.
Do you think that like they're like hiding out there and they're just like waiting, and then they invade Earth?
Well,
and
they're
then
still building it.
No, but I'm saying like they invade Earth, and then the elites go into the tunnels, and then the rest of us just become claves, and we have to
I think
or get
it's-
destroyed.
I think, you know, remember Star Wars? They were building the Death Star, right? And then once the Death Star was finished, they practiced on what was it, Endor, right? And Earth is Endor.
Yeah, but they're. I do like Star Wars.
You said that, you said stop with the Star Trek, so here's the Star Wars,
I
okay?
do like Star
You
Wars.
wanted
But
Star Wars, you got
the
Star
difference is the light years. The reason why Star Wars works is that they can move through light years with zero
Question:
time.
Can the oh, now I'm brain farting it. The Death Star. Can the Death Star move at the speed of light? Like,
No,
so it has to move slowly through space.
right.
Interesting. So how did they get it from here to there and everywhere? Just like
slightly
floats?
moves. Yeah, it floats.
Just floats.
Yeah.
And they just like,
Only ships with light speed. Imagine trying to take something that big and put it at light speed. That doesn't make any sense. Even something
So,
small would be very difficult.
what you're telling me is that
Here
the
we go.
Death Star cannot do the castle run in 12 parsecs.
Look at Han. That's not what we're talking about. Okay.
I'm just saying.
No, well,
that's what you're
but
telling
if
me right
that's
now.
your theory, no, it couldn't move that fast, which is why it does move at the state that it does. If
Interesting.
you think that, which I think that's crazy, but apparently people believe it.
I believe it.
I believe you believe that.
I think Star Wars happened a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It told us so.
No.
Read your Bible, people.
Read your... That's not it.
Read your Bible,
That's
people.
not it. No. That's an interesting concept, but I also don't believe the Earth is hollow. Like, could be inhabited, but not hollow.
I think there are hollow places in the earth. Look at all the caves and caverns, right? I've been in tunnels, man-made
I was gonna
and
say.
caverns as well. There's a lot of hollow places that are very, very deep.
I know. I'm not saying that
How
there's not
deep-
holes, but does it mean it's completely empty? That doesn't make any sense.
All right, let's pull up the hollow earth then.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Moonfail is the name. Really good movie.
Moonfail.
Well, that's on my list.
Yeah, we're watching that tonight. You want to watch it before you go?
I will. I don't know. I got kids. I'll probably watch it on my own tomorrow.
Oh, what did I just do?
Lost it.
I just oofed.
You poofed.
I oofed. You ever had a girlfriend named Oof?
Never had a girlfriend.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
I'm an angel.
Sure you are. Okay, let's see here.
Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah. I think this is a good segue into tomorrow. I think we should,
Tomorrow.
yeah, Hollow Earth.
I didn't know I was working tomorrow.
You're working every day now.
No.
Here it is. Better. There's a better image.
Hollow Earth theory. How can you believe that? Wait, there's tunnels. There's a show tomorrow, bro. What? I didn't know either, man. He just said that right now. I didn't know. No one tells me anything.
I think there should be a show tomorrow.
I didn't prepare for one. This one took me a week to research.
All right. Maybe we'll do like a every other day thing. We haven't come up with a set schedule yet, so maybe I'll do a crypto.
Well, because
show or something.
every subject that I bring up, it's like, no, not that one yet. No, not that one yet. YouTube's on that one.
Whoops. Oops.
Like, I need time to prepare. I'm a student. Like, I literally, look, I did all of this. There's 3 pages full of stuff that I researched.
She just wants to make sure that I pay her. She's like, look, I did work.
No,
You owe
I'm
me
a good
money."
student and I know I'm right.
All right. So here's a rabbit hole for you. A literal rabbit hole. Okay. So there is supposedly a hole in the North and South Pole. The Earth is hollow. And this is what
Like another,
Agartha.
I think I've heard that in like a kid's movie, a kid's tale.
And then there's like a central sun. I do not believe that the Earth is hollow in this way. I think this is nonsense.
I
now.
do believe that there could be some sort of for life, terraforming life underneath. I don't know.
There could be, and maybe like, but a central sun, really? Like, we'd have to look into this more. We'd have to dig into this rabbit hole. Obviously, we're not prepared for this. But
No,
I think that
I'm
we
not.
should cover this on the next show, because this is interesting.
This goes into the ice wall.
Right, flat Earth.
It's
all
there's-
that.
Earth is not flat. Trump went over the ice wall for so long, everyone thought he died.
Oh my God. What do you think, chat? Do you guys want us to do this one, Hollow Earth, and we'll do Flat Earth, and
it would be the ice wall as well.
we'll do, and then the biggest conspiracy that the Earth is round.
It